Good afternoon and welcome to a beautifully sunny Manchester at Belle Vue Stadium for our first Manchester Titans home game of the season. My name is Ben and I'm going to be your commentator today, and I'm delighted to say I'm joined by the former Manchester Titans QB and two times Brit Ball MVP, Sam Bloomfield. Sam, how are you doing today?
Hello. Yeah, I'm good, thanks, Brett. How are you?
Good, thank you very much. So obviously, as people can tell, you're no longer playing for the Manchester Titans, so what are you up to these days?
I'm still involved with football. I'm coaching the University of Central Lancashire in Preston. I coach the UClan Rams there. Still involved with the Great Britain programme. Looking forward to hopefully taking part in 2 games later on this year. And I thought that since I'm not playing for Manchester anymore, I'd come and lend my hand in the booth to live stream, commentate on these games.
Great, well, we are delighted to have you here. As we said, it is our first game of the season, so our first home game of the season. Sam, what are you expecting from the Titans today of the home opener?
So I actually was fortunate enough to have a chat with George Foster, the head coach of the Manchester Titans, in his first year as head coach, and so I have a good idea of what to expect. George was talking to me about how excited he is, mentioned the fact that the Coventry game, their first game of the year, they had some rust they needed to knock off, and they felt like they did a pretty good job of that the following week away at Newcastle with that comprehensive 66-0 win. I'm expecting to see a lot of the same, really, from what we saw when they were at Newcastle. They're going to try and make sure they're winning in the box. Strong run game. They're going to try and dominate the trenches to open up for that passing game with young upstart quarterback Charlie Martin. Yeah. I think Charlie can control the pace and tempo of the game. You know, it's well known that Manchester runs a lot of run-pass options, a lot of RPOs. And so I think that Charlie just needs to play a sensible game. He can play keep away from East Kilbride's defence and make sure that he is reading the numbers inside and outside of the box, making the best decisions, distributing the ball where he's most likely to see success.
The Titans come into this game are currently 1-1. As Sam mentioned, their first game against Coventry Phoenix, they were unfortunate losers that game 9-6. And in their second game away at Newcastle Vikings, they got their first win of the season, being 66-0. So we talked a lot about Manchester now. So East Kilbride, Sam, you played them a good few times, you know them very well. What can we expect them to do today?
Yeah, Manchester's really familiar with East Kilbride in 2 ways, really. First and foremost, they've played each other quite a lot over the past few years. When Manchester first got into the Premiership in 2018, East Kilbride were just on their way out, and obviously they've built their team through their under-19s program, through local universities as well. Just taking a look at their roster, I would say a good 50% of their roster, perhaps even more, is made up of players who have graduated from the Pirates under-19s or have come from the local universities like Stirling and Edinburgh Napier. I would be expecting a very physical game from East Kilbride. There's a lot of talent on that squad, a lot of young talent as well. And in a conversation I had with Matthew Davis, who everybody lovingly knows as Spoonie, the head coach of East Kilbride, he mentioned to me that he's looking forward to this match. He knows that Manchester's going to be a well-coached team. They're looking to slow down the Titans' run game, and they want to execute a little bit more consistently on offense. But we'll dive into that, what Spoonie has said, a little bit more as the game continues.
Yeah. And take this time to thank a few of our sponsors this year. So we have partnered with USN as the official and exclusive supplement supplier to the Titans. USN are the trusted sports nutrition partner for millions of gym goers and fitness enthusiasts around the world. Whatever your goal, whatever your starting points, you can be the greatest version of yourself with USN. And also, if you are in the Manchester or local area, you can obviously come watch us live. We are currently live streaming from Belle Vue Stadium in South Manchester. Our next game at home is the 8th of June, and we are playing the Nottingham Caesars. If you want to come down and watch the show or live in action, head to our socials or website to grab your tickets, and there is still season tickets available for the full year. So we are nearing the run-outs of our two teams. The East Kilbride will be taking the field first, as both teams just finish up their warm-ups. Sam, who have you got your eye on for the Titans to really make an impact in this game?
So, a couple of key players from my perspective. I'm looking at running back number 34, Hafiz Bisiriu. He is a new addition this year. Very talented, seems to have good patience and vision, and he seems to have breathed a little more life into this Titans run game. If we're looking on the defensive side of the ball, hard to look away from Abdul Madugu. He is wearing number 18 today. He's a linebacker. He spends a lot of time rushing the passer. I think if Abdul is on his A game, then you can expect to see him in the backfield quite a lot. Yeah, I think that both teams have quite a large number of talented young players. When I'm taking a look at the Manchester roster, there's currently 15 GB squad members. When I'm looking over at the East Kilbride roster, whilst not quite as many GB players, still a lot of recognisable names. So some of those recognisable names on the East Kilbride squad, got Struan Bailey, formerly part of the GB squad, incredibly talented slot receiver, electric speed. He's keen to block in the run game. So if Manchester are going to have any success against Struan, they're going to need to reroute him and throw him off his timing. And then look no further for quality play from Mark Stewart. Mark Stewart is number 7 for Kilbride. Really hard picture. Mark Stewart steps onto the talented. I would expect to see quite a bit of back today. Defensive end. Honestly, with Mark's play, linebacker, strong safety, probably I expect.
And one of the things we obviously touched on with Titans is one of the main reasons why Titans have been heavily is because sending per people to Europe and USA, don't they, Sam?
Yes, plenty of departures off-season. Obviously, however, players to long develop, head off to Europe or head off to the US. Got Anoush Fulford onto the Kiel Baltic Hurricanes. Got Joel Shebioba, Potsdam. Fortune. Kiel Baltic Hurricanes. Plenty more on here. Would you like to highlight some?
Yeah,
really stand out for you?
We've also got obviously Arthur Kingdom, absolute defensive stud for the Titans a few years ago. He was playing at Potsdam and now signed in L. And also recently, Dan Wittig, Another EFL player playing for the Hamburg Sea Devils. He was a defensive back. Titans. So definitely something that is a good issue to have, but obviously for the coaches trying to replace that talent and for the new guys to step up is going to be interesting to see.
Absolutely, one of those standouts to me. Manuel Badjo. Jackson State. Been there for a year. Based on what guessing. Yeah, quite a Manchester. So
Nope.
Those brings us out just for them.
So starting for Manchester, we've got Cade Makin, John Ronespena, Rory Dodgson, James Williams, Jack Mayfield, Matty Grant, Joan Darko, Dixon, Abdul Magdu, and Ola.
Yeah, that's the defense side of the football. Also, if we take a look at the offense, we've got Sam Penfold starting at wide receiver. Joining him will be got Charlie Escott. Charlie Martin, as we've already mentioned, will be heading up the offense play caller, quarterback. The backfield, I imagine that we'll have quite a bit of rotation. That against the week, but starting will be that number 34, that very talented player Hafiz Bisuruyu. And on the offensive line, we've got Scott Tomlinson, Andy Jones, Tom Worrell, Mikey Thompson, and Josh Dowling. Late replacement for Brad Temple at receiver. Thoughts are with you, Brad, today. And Alex Baldry, former GB and Laney tight end, is going to be taking the start there for the offense.
And then kicker as well will be Alex Lenkowski, the forever reliable leg, and GB current kicker as well. So we are nearing the start of our team run-out. I think the East Kilbride Pirates are just going through a few last little talking with the players. Manchester are over to our right, getting ready for their run-out for this first home game at Belle Vue Stadium.
Yeah, so I suppose we can dive in a little bit more to my conversation with Spoonie, the head coach of East Kilbride. So I asked him for some keys to the game, his opinion, how are they going to stop this Manchester team? What is their game plan, so to speak? And Spoonie told me that they need to slow down the Titans' run game. To quote him directly, they tore through the Vikings, and so he understands that they need to get on top of that and force them to be a little bit more creative. As I mentioned before, he said he wants to execute a bit more consistently on offense. He said, especially in the red zone, he said that they move the ball relatively well between the 20s, but they need to tighten up in the red zone, make sure there's less turnovers, make sure there's a little bit more consistency, and they finish each drive with a kick, whether that's punting the ball away or through the posts. And then on special teams, he has mentioned that he doesn't want to give the Titans any easy yards. So he wants to cover his kicks well, force the Titans to drive the whole length of the field. He doesn't want to give them a short field and put them in any easy situations.
Yeah, that is Ewan Chisholm, the new special teams coordinator this year for Titans. Currently is also coaching at Nottingham, I believe. Is that correct?
Ewan is at Hallam.
That's Hallam, yes.
Hallam, yes. Yeah, and Spoonie pointed out some of the players that he in his opinion on East Kilbride are players to watch. So we've already mentioned Struan Bailey, the wide receiver number 6, very talented, very fast. On the outside, you've got Fraser McDonald as a receiver as well. Got Mark Stewart, expecting to see him at running back and defensive line. And he also mentioned Lewis Smith, number 56. Lewis is a defensive lineman who spent time in Europe last year, has returned this year, and shores up that that defensive line. I know that he has spent time on the offensive line too, so in a pinch can help out there.
Make some noise. 1, 2, 3.
So Spoonie mentioned some key players on the Titans that he was understood it was important to game plan for. So as expected, number 34, Hafiz Bisiriu, is someone that he has pointed out as to quote Spoonie, he shone last week. So he knows that to slow down this Manchester offense, they're going to have to slow down the running attack. Cade Makin is another person that Spoonie has pointed out, number 94, GB defensive lineman. To quote Spoonie, Cade is one of my favourite players in the UK. Spoonie knows that they're going to use him both on the interior and outside of the defensive line. So they're going to keep an eye on that and potentially make some adjustments when Cade changes positions.
Yeah. Cade's definitely been a staple of the Manchester defensive line for numerous years now, so he'll definitely be one I'm sure we will be calling his name a lot. So just before our teams take the field, we'd like to thank another one of our sponsors, Pitman Flannel Company. They're our new sponsor for this season. We've partnered with the Pitman Flannel Company, where timeless style meets rugged comfort. From the sidelines to the great outdoors, Pitman's premium flannels keep you warm, sharp, and ready for anything. Built for legends, worn by titans.
Just as we wait for our run-outs to begin, looking to introduce, I think, the East Kilbride Pirates team first in their new uniforms, which, in my personal opinion, are very, very
They
nice.
are very nice, yeah.
Look very clean. Have they worn that uniform this season so far?
I don't think so, no, because previously this year they've played Nottingham, which they were unfortunate losers at last game. And then they have also played Newcastle and Coventry, I believe. So no, I think they were in red and black in their previous games. So this is their debut, I believe, of their new white kit. As we see start to walk out, I believe. Is that one of the coaches there?
Coach is coming out. Jamie McLaughlin, offensive coordinator. Bryce Stevenson, defensive coordinator, coming out onto the pitch there.
Okay.
Here we go, as we're about to welcome East Kilbride onto the pitch here at Belle Vue Stadium.
Visiting team, the East Kilbride. Oh, it's the ref first.
Here we have our ref coming out first, a very key part of our game. If you do want to become a referee, please do check out BAFA on their socials to find out how you become qualified official.
And here we go, the East Kilbride making their way to the field.
Interesting to note, Craig Oliphant, aka Nelly, 65, leading the charge there, former Manchester Titan.
Yep.
I wonder if they'll make him a captain today. As if you look in the middle of the pitch there, you'll see the classic blue milk in the middle of the field.
Has become infamous around Manchester and Summer Britball.
Very infamous is the correct word.
It's good to see those well. East Kilbride travelling with a very large squad, so it's good to see healthy teams in the Premiership as well. So hopefully they'll be able to rotate players where needed, bring on people when they get tired, and really be looking to make a statement here today.
Absolutely. I think East Kilbride have been bolstered by the success of the university programmes in the surrounding area. And I know that having a conversation or two with Spoonie before today's match about one of his favourite topics, culture, and, how to the cyclical nature of our game, I know that he's feeling very good about the makeup and structure of this East Kilbride Pirates team.
Yeah, East Kilbride being one of the few teams in the country that do have teams in virtually every category of British American football: women's team, flags team, youth teams, under 16s, and juniors as well.
Okay, I think we're ready for the Manchester Titans to make their entrance. So, head coach George Foster leading Titans out here. I'll tell you what, Brad, it's a lot of effort, a lot of detail has gone into this home event as we look down, and there's event staff, the security, concessions, merchandise. We've got live stream. So
it's close to 700 tickets as well sold recently for his first home opener. So great to see a good crowd here today at Belle Vue Stadium. The atmosphere is building here for the Titans run out.
Interesting to note, Brad, that the Titans have a game day roster and a bit of a development roster as well, don't they? So that game day roster can change from, and here they come.
As we welcome the Manchester Titans to our field today. Led again with their infamous blue milk slogan.
Yeah, you'll see the flag there. This is the place from the famous poem by Tony Walsh.
And coaches following the players into the middle of our pitch today.
Your starting defense today.
And here we'll welcome the starting defense.
Number 0, Josh Baylor. AKA Mr. Model.
Makes his way to the pitch now. The former Sheffield Hallam player as well, currently with the GV squad. Cade Macon, who we mentioned earlier, SAC Central coach. Very infamous in the defensive line.
That's Don Bowman, sorry. Now this is Cade Macon.
Sorry about that. That was Don, the former UW Bullets, that over first, and then Cade Macon there in number 94.
Number 2, Rory Dodson.
Rory Dodson, former University of Nottingham Gold player.
Yeah. He was also voted by the coaches the impact, the rookie of the year for last season awards. James Williams, a former East Kilbride Pirates player as well. Jack Mayfield, former Nottingham Gold player.
99, Charlie Dixon.
The rest of our defense comes out as well. People haven't mentioned Matty Grant, former Leeds Beckett safety. Jerome Darko, former junior CFL player. Charlie Dixon, again, very much staple at the Manchester defensive line. Abdul, the linebacker from UCLan and former Coventry Jets as well. And bringing up the rear, Ola as well, Mr. Juice King himself. Expect to see him loud on the pitch and loud on the sideline as the Manchester Titans make their way to their sideline, roared in by the home crowd here today at Belle Vue Stadium.
Yeah, as you'd expect from Manchester there, a lot of noise, a lot of energy. They understand that not only is this a big game because of all the fans, all the spectators, this being their first home game, but a big game in terms of how it's going to affect their season too. You know, Manchester are undefeated in the regular season at home since 2019, Brad. So a long time there of essentially northern dominance at Belle Vue. So Manchester will be not only keen to protect that, but also keen to make a statement that the Coventry game, where they narrowly lost by 2 points to start this year, was an outlier, and that Manchester are, as they always, or as they have been, a dominant force in the Premiership.
Yeah. However, the last time Manchester were playing here was a last year semi-final, an unfortunate loss to Bristol. Obviously, with that loss, do you think that there's a lot more pressure on the Titans this year to try and re-establish themselves as Brit Ball contenders?
That, I think it's a double-edged sword, really, or two sides of the same coin. I think that Manchester is in somewhat of a transition period. New coaching staff taking over, all those departures we previously mentioned. You know, the likes of leaders like Sam Fossey have also departed. Jack Watson, Mark Horton, a load of players who have not returned this year. And so Manchester will understand to a certain extent that there is a miniature rebuild going on, let's call it. Equally, I think that Manchester don't do things by half. And George Foster and his coaching staff, the leaders on this Manchester Titans team, will be keen to get back to Brit Bowl and to challenge for that championship. And I think that the North has never looked more competitive than it does right now, as we see the coin toss. Captains Alex Lenkowski, number 17, Charlie Martin, number 16, quarterback, Scott Tomlinson, number 56, and Charlie Dixon, number 99.
We have the East Kilbride captains of number 6, Stuart Bailey, number 59, it looked like, Archie Ronald. Let's try and once they've shake hands for the last time.
Yep. We've also got
38, Fraser Keel, and 28, Dougie Meckman. And it looks like Titans will be kicking off. So we'll see East Kilbride on offense first, Manchester's defense first, with East Kilbride returning the ball. Manchester will kick from right to left.
Yeah, and this is going to give us our first look at Fraser McDonald, number 88, the return man back there. A little bit surprised not to see Struan Bailey, but yeah, McDonald and number 3, Aaron McDonald, who's an under-19s graduate, so he's a rookie this year, back there to return. We'll see if the leg of Lenkowski gives them the opportunity to return, or whether he's going to sail it out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
So Manchester will start on the left hash on the 30-yard line.
Yeah, Brad, you've been a special teams player for Manchester before. There's a lot that goes into these kickoffs and the special teams playbook here, isn't there?
Yeah, I think even former special teams coordinator at Homer and former head coach definitely put an emphasis on special teams. It's something that really was able to turn the tide in Manchester's second Brit Bowl, obviously recovering that punt. So special teams will be a massive emphasis, and it's a really key phase of this game. As we go 3 to Alex's left, we are kicking a deep middle. Taken in by number 3 at the 15-yard line, looking for a middle turn. Shoots a few people, but then is brought down nicely by number 43 of the Manchester Titans there. That is Adekola Adeshono on the tackle there.
Yeah, Nathan Cottrell on a tackle as well. Just as we see that kick from Lenkowski, you and I both know, practically everybody in the country knows, Lenny can boot that ball out the back of the end zone. So that's got to be a high kick designed on purpose, trying to get pin them back far.
Definitely as well. With the returners have the sun in their eyes as well, trying to make it difficult. As we see our first play here, taken by number 7, running to his left, tackled nicely by a lot of Manchester players there. Number 57 there on the tackle.
Yep, number 57, Don Espina.
The former UWE Bullet there, one of the national champions of university American football. Very good program there down south.
Yeah, he's just penetrated past the offensive line. He's flowed down, scraped, and managed to bring Mark Stewart down in the backfield.
Shift formation here. 2 receivers on the QB's left, 2 to the right. I mean, it looks left. Nice hitch there. Caught by number 6, but tackled immediately there. So the first completion there for East Kilbride Pirates. Looks like a short passing game they might start with. How do you think that will affect Manchester's defense and what George will be calling?
Yeah, I think that George, well, it's actually James Dean is the defensive coordinator for Manchester this year. But JD, he will play to a certain extent a bend but don't break defense. They'll be happy to give up those hitches and count on their talented defensive players to make a play.
We see his play action, 3rd down, and it's over. Oh, he's brought it in, number 6. Good spin about. That's a 1st down for the East Kilbride Pirates there. Great grab there, one-handed by number 6, Stuart Bailey.
Yeah, Struan Bailey is a phenomenally talented player. He just showcased there exactly why he's part of the GB program for so long. Picked up some caps as part of that program, and he's going to be a name that we're going to call a lot.
We see new DB check into the game. FJ there in press. As we have a run up the left side. Good run there. Nice blocking by the East Kilbride Pirates for a gain of 7 yards there. Good, strong, powerful running like you mentioned pre-game.
Yeah, Mark Stewart has a bit of both in him. He's got that gas to really, break through those holes. He's got good vision. Powerful runner.
See, trips right formation on this 2nd and 3. Ball snap, but the refs have blown it dead. So let's see what their call is.
Could potentially be a timeout there. The East Kilbride looked to the sideline, as did the referees. However, those flags down would suggest, yeah.
We have full start here by East Kilbride Pirates. A first penalty of the game. So that'll march them back 5 yards. Still 2nd down, but now 2nd and 8.
Yeah, so these are the kind of situations that you'd like to gain a couple more yards on 1st down.
We'll see him going back to run now on their left-hand side. Good gang tackle there by Joss and the other flowing Titans. That's again number 57, Dom there. But that was a nice run to gain back those yards lost on that flag. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Yeah, good stop there. Joss is going to want to be mindful of how powerful a runner Mark Stewart is. Maybe would consider taking a bit of a lower tackle if that defensive lineman who was on the back of Mark is not there next time.
We have 3rd and 5 here. QB drops back, looking left, going deep. Number 3, and that is incomplete. Number 13 there on coverage.
That is FJ, Pharrell James.
The current UClan run there in coverage, which brings up 4th down, and we'll see East Kilbride punt for their first time. So, Sam, just about a 3 and out for the Titans. How do you think they'll feel after that first drive?
I think the defense will feel confident. East Kilbride didn't move the ball enough for Manchester to feel like there needs to be a great change in game plan. Mark Stewart, obviously someone we need to constantly watch out for, but Struan Bailey making that free catch. That's interesting that the player was moving forward there and no flag called. But
the ball will roll into the end zone for a touchback. So we will see Charlie Martin for the first time leading out this Manchester offense.
Yeah, so the young signal caller is 2nd year in adult football. Spent the year last year developing in the Manchester system underneath Luke Carlton, former offense coordinator, and Alex Challens. And saw some of Charlie's skills on show at UClan this year. But still a young quarterback who's developing, and we'll see how he handles the pressure of East Kilbride.
You see Manchester Titans line up in empty formation. 3 receivers to his right, 2 to his left. Snap. Charlie drops back, goes forward, QB draw. Nice blocking up front, and he leans forward for a good gain of 5 yards there.
Yeah, so insight into the mindset of a Manchester offensive player. They're looking for 4 yards every play. So Charlie takes the QB draw there and gets the job done. Gets around 5 yards.
We see trips formation. Motion there by number 11, Connor. Charlie drops back, looking right, pressure, steps up, looking deep over the middle to number 14, and that is incomplete. Good coverage there by number 27 for the East Kilbride Pirates. Kurt Stewart, the former Sterling player.
Yeah, tight coverage there. I thought at one point Kerr was going to try and get his arm in early and maybe kind of turn Charlie a little bit, but he's played that perfectly in a trail position, broke up the pass just as he arrives. It's textbook.
Yeah, really patient play there by the DB. As Manchester come up this 3rd and 5, as we have referees time there, as the ball was also on the pitch. If they just get that sorted. So, 3rd down here for Manchester. They will look to avoid a 3 and out. So let's see what they will do to try and convert these next 5 yards. Running back to Charlie's left, spread formation. East Kilbride with 3 linemen. Looking to show pressure. Linebacker comes late, run up the right-hand side, and that is for a first down. Manchester there looked to be stopped short. However, runner back there kept his legs moving and driving that extra few yards to move those chains.
Yeah, great offensive play there by Manchester up the gut. Offensive line are shifting the bodies of those initial defensive linemen. They're going to have to get up to the second level and block the linebackers if they want to have success in this run game. And speaking of linebackers, East Kilbride's linebackers, quite a talented pair. We've got number 57, which is David Akintola. He's formerly of the Edinburgh Wolves and is a current member of the GB Lions squad. And Ryan Strachan is the other linebacker. He's formerly of GB Students, so talented pair.
Yeah. See corner motion again, the orbital motion, low snap, handle well, handle to running back off the left, but it's been tackled after a good few yards there. We've seen East Kilbride's defense be able to flow nicely to that ball, which will obviously be hard for the running back to try and break away with that many people trying to bring them down pretty much.
Yeah, quite a light box from East Kilbride at the minute, which is why we're seeing Charlie Martin hand the ball off a lot. When Charlie gets up there behind centre and he's assessing the defence, he's going to have a look at the amount of players inside the tackle box.
You see another run there to the left. Nice bound the hole there, drove through it, and his legs keep pumping there for another first down for Manchester there.
Great contact balance there from Bisiriu. Notably, offensive line coming in after finishing the blocks, driving Hafiz for a few extra yards. I think he'd made the first down already, but those extra yards are a nice cherry on the cake.
We see Mark Stewart checking in for East Kilbride Pirates now on the defensive line. As we have a fresh set of downs for Manchester here. Spread formation, running back to Charlie's right at the 44-yard line. Motion by Collins, trips. Good snap, looking rolling right. Quick throw, caught in by number 10, Sam Penfold, and makes a man miss, but is moving again, tackled by 47 of these Kilbride Pirates for a first down there.
Yeah, really nice. I think if you have a look at that box in between the two offensive tackles, that box is getting heavier and heavier as the Titans were having more and more success running the ball. And on that last play, they stacked the box with 6 players, which means there's less players in the outfield to defend against the pass, hence why Manchester are now passing the ball.
Yeah, Ryan Strachan there on the tackle. As you see Manchester come out in a tight formation, motioning by 10 Sam Penfold to the left, and we do have a whistle by our refs. We wait to see what the call is here.
Could be the chains, I think, were
yeah.
not set. But that does give us time to mention that this offensive strategy by Charlie Martin is essentially playing keep away. We see quite a packed box here.
Motion by number 10 Sam. Low snap taken well, handed off to David Adebo, but he is met instantly at the line of scrimmage by number 47 again, Ryan Strachan there. I feel like he's a player we'll be calling his name a lot. But he needs to move very well laterally and then come downfield to make that tackle when he needs to.
Yeah, David Adebo is he's not a player who lacks strength by any means, but his skill is certainly his speed and agility. Need to get David Adebo in space.
Yeah. Second down, Charlie looking right, comes back through to the middle. And that's incomplete there. Intended receiver, number 11, Connor Gallagher there.
Yeah, that's that man, Kerr Stewart, again, coming up and making the play there in perfect position. Timed it just right, laid the hit and forced the incompletion.
Yeah, so third and long here for Manchester. We'll see what offensive coordinator Alex Challens decides to cook up his first season, being Manchester Titans offensive coordinator, having experience with Chorley Buccaneers and also UCLan Rams being offensive coordinator.
Yeah, light box here again.
Good snap. Charlie's dropping back, looks right. Tended for Sam, but it is incomplete there. So, see what Manchester have a decision to do. Will they kick for the points or will they go for it on fourth down?
Yeah, it's a good read by Martin. He just needs to set his feet, plant, and step into that throw. And if he times that right, that could be completion to Penfold just inside of the first down marker. And with a stretch, maybe he makes it, but they're going for it on fourth down.
Yeah, interesting, aggressive play here first, as we see the ball on the right hash at the 32-yard line. Good snap, Charlie. We got a flag on the play, stops it dead.
Is a false start from number 11, Connor Greenhalgh. There seemed to be some confusion between him and Alex Baldry and their alignment.
Yeah.
Connor was caught, unfortunately, moving there, so we will bring out Alex Lenkowski and the punt team.
Yes, that'll march Titans back 5 yards, and decided it's not worth the risk this time, so they'll be kicking it away.
Yeah, they'll be hoping to pin East Kilbride back as close as they can to their own end zone here, and then apply the pressure defensively. Alex looks like he's...
Head counts in there. Number 6, Stuart Bailey. Back to return the kick for East Kilbride. Good snap. That's a booming punt to the right, trying to pin him deep. Oh, he's recovered. He caught it, dropped it, got it back in, now going down the right sideline, making man miss at the 30-yard line, and is brought down by number 23, BK there.
Electric is one word I've already used to describe Struan Bailey. And yeah, we just, every time he touches the ball, if I was East Kilbride, I'd be certainly looking to get the ball into his hands a couple more times here early on to make an impact and put the Manchester Titans defense under pressure.
Definitely. It was a nice kick there by Alex, nice and high, hard to take in by Struan, but able to recover the muff punt and make a good amount of yards there as East Kilbride will start on the 32-yard line, motion across, hand off to number 7, going to the right. Met nicely the line of scrimmage there and is driven back there by a wall of blue defenders there.
Yeah, interestingly, the East Kilbride Pirates quarterback, Logan Gallagher, standing in for their normal starter, their injured quarterback, Reese. I think his surname is Eris. I think he got injured in the first game of the year, and Logan has come in and done quite a job.
Yeah. Well, that was a false start there, but not. Play goes on. QB's looking, but he's sacked in the backfield there by number 75 of the Manchester Titans, T.O. Benjamin, for the first sack of the game.
Yeah, great. Got around his offensive lineman there and forced Logan to roll out ever so slightly. Managed to get hold of him and brought him down. 3rd and long.
3rd and 11 for East Kilbride Pirates, and their trips formation still bunched to the left. We'll see what offensive coordinator Jamie McCullum will call here now. Titans showing pressure. There's a flag there, full start this time, and that play is blown dead.
Yeah, Jamie McLaughlin, also known as J-Moss, long-time East Kilbride Pirates receiver, very talented. Played against him when I was moonlighting on defense. Never in coverage against J-Moss, of course.
That must have been, what, the 90s?
Yes, it was black and white tape we watched.
As we see this 3rd and 14 now for the East Kilbride Pirates. Still that bunch formation to the left, same receiver to the right.
Yeah, there's not a great deal of plays that you draw up for third and 14, but I'm sure that J-Moss will have a plan.
Now taking in well, looking left, throwing short to that number 3, and it's incomplete. They're looking to try and set up the screen to number 3, Daniel Picton, but that is overthrown and incomplete.
Yeah, Gallagher didn't really ever have hold of that ball, and unfortunately threw a wayward pass out there. I think he can be thankful that there was no worse outcome than that.
Yeah, sorry, it was Aaron McDonald on the intended receiver there, not Daniel, which will bring up East Kilbride to punt for their 2nd time. 2 returners back for Manchester, number 10, Sam Penfold, and number 14, Charlie Escott. No motion this time, good snap, takes it in well. Deep kick there around the 25-yard line, taking Manchester bounce and taken in by Charlie. Looking to go on the left-hand side. Missed tackle by 27, hit the sideline. Juice back inside. He's still going and tackled well from behind by number 23 there, the East Kilbride Pirates. Jordan McSorley there. Nice return on Manchester, nearly about midway.
Yeah.
Good field position.
Great return there from Charlie Escott. Usually you want to be as direct with the football as you can, but with all options closed off, picks up perhaps 1 or 2 more yards there by changing direction. Good punt there from East Kilbride's number 34, Rory Kay, as we see the offense take the field.
Yeah, East Kilbride, we've got 4 D linemen this time, 2 high safeties. As the ball's on the left hash, Manchester in spread formation. Charlie still in at QB. Low snap, takes it well, handed off to number 34. Hits his gap, and it's tackled after a good game there. Number 33 on the tackle there. Ahmed Afobi, known as TJ as well.
Yeah, really opening up those holes now. You've got right tackle Mikey Thompson, who is taking number 56, Lewis Smith, wide. And you have your right guard, who, forgive me, I think it's Josh Dowling, crashing down on the interior defensive lineman, opening up that hole there for the counter.
Second down there, run again through the middle, and is taken down by 47 again, but after a few more yards of the contact, falling forward, that first down at Manchester.
Yeah, running behind that right side of the line again, Mikey Thompson at right tackle, Josh Dowling at right guard, and Scott Tomlinson at centre. Seems to be a winning combination right now. You expect Manchester will keep on with this run and sprinkle in some passes as and when they need to.
Yeah. We mentioned obviously new offensive coordinator this year, Alex Challens. How do you think his play calling will differ from what Carlton was last year?
I think that there will be a lot of elements of Luke Carlton in Alex Challens' playbook.
See a nice run there again by this number 34, still driving those legs for a good gain of about 6 yards there.
Yeah, I think that Alex Challens will show us a lot of similar looks to what Luke Carlton has done, but from just conversations with Alex and a few of the offensive players like Charlie, I'm aware that the playbook does have differences. There's slight nuances that Alex has brought in, and some of the other offensive coaches.
Yeah, David Eber checking into the game now. Charlie's dropping back, looking left, and it's taken down by the East Kilbride Pirates.
It is that man, Mark Stewart, picking up his first sack of the game. I think we see some involvement from number 53, Elliot Sorby there. I wonder if Elliot Sorby is related to, Jordan McSorley. Apologies to the Scottish contingent watching here.
Close but no cigar there. So that will push Manchester back to a 3rd and 10 after a promising run on that first down.
Yeah, Manchester weren't too far away from this point when they went for it on 4th down last time. So we'll see how this 3rd down works out.
Good move to the right. Good snap. Charles looking right. Thrown short. And that is intercepted by East Kilbride Pirates there. Can't quite get a number there. Number 90 on the pick there. Sean Dickey, the under-19 graduate, for our first turnover of the game. East Kilbride will take over on their 35-yard line.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there was some confusion there from the receivers, but it seemed to me that there was a middle point between the 2 slot receivers. I think Charlie was trying to get the ball to one of those 2 slots, running the hitches, but he's actually managed to throw it in between both of those points where Sean Dickey was just waiting to pick it off. Yeah, Charlie's going to have to...
Nice snap there, handed off. Run to the left. Through a few tackles, but brought down after the rest of the Titans defense come to help him there. See Ola there in on the tackle as well. Josh helping out a bit. Number 6 as well. Yeah. Jerome Darko, GB player as well. Coming down that tackle there. 2nd and 11.
Very fast, very a defense that's swarming to the football here, as we see.
55 chipping.
That is Boris Gavin.
Defense for number 3, but it's overthrown there. Number 7, James Williams, ex-EKP and GB squad player in coverage there.
Yeah, they keep trying to hit that to Aaron McDonald. I imagine that they'll come back to the well at some point. I think Logan Gallagher just needs to set his feet, settle, and understand that his offensive line can buy him time.
High snap there, and it's incomplete. Just an outreach of number 0 there, Joss, for a East Kilbride punt again. We've seen both QBs struggle a little bit early in this game, Sam. Do you think that's just nerves, or is it just any other thing that could be affecting their play today?
Could be early game jitters. You know, these are 2 young inexperienced quarterbacks at this level. You know, whilst they've got a lot of football behind them, you know, there is a different feel when you're playing Premiership football against such an established team. And, you know, speaking to Charlie before the game, I know that he is aware of the calibre of East Kilbride's defence, and East Kilbride will be aware of Manchester's defence.
That was high up there. Low driving kick there by East Kilbride. Will roll to the Manchester goal line and just go in for a touchback. Number 23 there. Jordan McSorley close to downing it before the goal line. Good effort there by him as Manchester will come out for their next drive after that last drive interception.
Yeah, I think that Rory Kay had a fantastic punt there. Not only has he pinned them back, but the punt itself looked like a fantastic pass. Maybe at half-time, Charlie Martin and Logan Gallagher will meet up with Rory and see how he got that spiral.
As Manchester set up at their 20-yard line in the middle of the field. Spread formation. Low snap taken well by Charlie. Off the right-hand side. And good run after contact there. Number 47 in on the tackle there. But, as we said a lot of times already, Hafiz gaining yards very quickly.
Yeah, Charlie's going to want to have a word with Scott Tomlinson about these snaps. At the minute, Charlie's handling the snaps down by his ankles, and you know he's not had any errors yet. But all it takes is one to be slightly left or right, and you're in a bit of a tricky situation.
So 2nd and 4 now. Running back switch aside, QB's right hand side, spread formation. Low snap again, hand off to the left, cut back in by number 7, and is taken down in the backfield there. Again, number 7, that man, Mark Stewart.
Yeah, very, very talented. We see him playing offensive football and defensive football this entire game so far. So I know for a fact that Mark is regularly in the gym. He uploads onto his Instagram quite regularly. He's a big fan of compound lifts, and I imagine he's doing a little bit of cardio work too.
So 3rd and 7 out of Manchester. Better snap. QB looking right, but that is incomplete. No flag there either. Intended receiver, number 10, Sam Penfold, who was ended up on the floor, but I believe that ball was overthrown. Looks to be not catchable, and will bring up the punting for the Manchester Titans.
Yeah, Charlie Martin's dropped back to pass there. He's seen the pressure get through immediately from Mark Stewart, and I think even perhaps one or two others. And even if the read to Sam Penfold was on, Charlie has sailed that ball, probably through leaning back in his stance.
So Alison Kowski on to kick. Nice snap there. Good booming kick there to the right-hand side as it takes the Manchester bounce. And will roll to the 20-yard line. East Kilbride taking over their next drive. They'll be looking to avoid 3 and out as of last time.
Yeah, ball at the 29 there, starting out. So not terrible field position for East Kilbride, but Manchester will probably be happy to get the ball back there and not in the hands of Struan Bailey. So wise choice there, keeping the ball out of his hands.
As we are midway through this first quarter here, still scoreless. Both Manchester and EKP, we've had a turnover from Manchester. Interception thrown earlier. East Kilbride not been able to do much on offense either. Trips formation to the right. Hand off to Stuart Bailey. Met by Cape, but slipped off that tackle and gains more yards and is dragging defenders with him as he rumbles for a 1st down, East Kilbride.
Yeah, Manchester's defense is going to have to be very considerate about how they tackle Mark Stewart here. You know, when you're in a trail position, you might not be able to get a good hand on him, but tackling Mark Stewart up top, trying to grab cloth, is probably not going to be too successful. They're going to have to get bodies and arms around his legs and wrap him up and bring him down to the ground. He's a very powerful runner.
And as we say that, that's the end of the first quarter. Very quick quarter gone there.
Very fast. A lot of running the football from both teams. I think that they're going to be able to get the passing game going, but both quarterbacks are going to have to find the gaps in the defense, and that's something that Struan Bailey does particularly well with.
We have Johnny O'Mara checking in at corner, top of our screen. We have Strong run formation there. 2 running backs in. Handed off to number 7. Bounces to the right. And is brought down in the backfield by number 18.
Abdul Madugu.
Leading tackler right now for the Manchester Titans. Huge tackle for a loss there to push the East Kilbride Pirates back after that strong first down run previously. 2nd and 10, 15, 20 yards.
Yeah. In pre-game, we mentioned that Abdul has a good ear for, a good eye for making tackles in the backfield, and there we see his first of the day.
Yeah, it looks like referees called for progress, so East Kilbride will get a few of those yards back. QB dropping back, first between passes, number 7 Mark, cuts into the right. Good strong tackle there by Jack Mayfield, number 25 there. Jack Mayfield known as a run support corner, but playing more in the box this time. Playing that dollar strong safety kind of position. Plays that as well with GB squad this year so far.
I wonder how Jack will feel about being called a run support corner.
It was mentioned last year, that's what he's known for, so don't shoot the messenger. As we have 3rd and 10 now for the East Kilbride Pirates. Bunch formation to the left. QB dropping back, looking left, had that wheel develop at the 6. He goes down the seams, high ball, and that is broken up there by number 27 there. Matty Grant on the break up there, the former Leeds Beckett safety.
Yeah, that's another one of those passes that we've seen out of Gallagher and less so Martin, but just these passes that are floating up in the air, DBs are going to get a shot at these, and there's only so many times that the quarterbacks are going to be able to get away with this and not have turnovers. We've already seen one from Martin, and honestly, that pass, whilst not accurate, was not too far away.
Yeah. As East Kilbride come up to punt for this first time. Motion by number 35 across the formation. Snap taken by the punter. Nice kick to the hashes. Will settle at the 28-yard line. Down by number 29 there for East Kilbride Pirates. Chris Dick.
Yeah, again, similar to East Kilbride on the last drive. Good field position for Manchester. Good field position for East Kilbride. East Kilbride will feel happy that they got out of that situation there on the 2nd and long after the tackle from Abdul Madugu. And Manchester's going to take over here, expecting or hoping to drive the field.
Yeah, spread formation again on the left hash. Checking the play call.
Freeze play there.
See what the defense gives him first. Big by the offensive line there. Low snap again. Handed off to number 34 to the right side. Ryan laterally stiff arms a man. Runs forward now. Still going. About 5 East Kilbride Pirates players trying to take him down after he turns what could have been a loss into a good 3-yard gain.
I think there's a certain point where you have to accept a loss of yardage. What do I know? Hafiz there making some serious yardage, dragging the East Kilbride defenders around him. It looks a little like Mark Stewart.
Here we go. 2nd and 7 now for the Manchester Titans. Trip formation to the left. On the right hash. Better snap here. Handed off to number 34. Yes. Right up the gut there. Driving yard there. Number 23 there on the tackle. Jordan McSorley called his name a few times already today, and that's first down Manchester.
Yeah, Manchester are really riding Hafiz here, and you can see he's just gone down onto a knee there and asked for someone to come in. So David Adebo has come in to alleviate him. David Adebo in the game, as I mentioned before, bit of a speed back, so we'll see if that changes their play calling.
Yeah, definitely Manchester use a run by committee kind of philosophy. Last game against Newcastle, all the running backs were able to score a touchdown as David gets off the ball, split to tackle, driving forward for a good 8-yard gain there again. One thing the Manchester running backs have been doing well is able to bounce off contact, stay balanced, she said, and keep driving while being dragged back or try to be tackled.
Yeah, and so much of these yards are happening because of the Manchester's offensive line creating these holes. There's someone who met David in the backfield there, but he managed to get away from that one, and then down the field, Manchester starting to get to these second-level linebackers.
You see trips formation. Running back on the left-hand side of Charlie Martin. Good snap. Hand off to David up the left side. Met well there by number 56, East Kilbride Pirates, Lewis Smith there.
Yeah, counterplay there from the Manchester Titans, but sniffed out by Lewis Smith. Tough to break off the tackle there and make the tackle on the running back, but Lewis done a good job there.
Yeah, but enough to get a first down as the chains move and get set. So we'll have a little pause in play here.
Yeah, we can see number 90, Sean Dickey's trying to bait Charlie into throwing the ball out there. Charlie's taken the bait.
Good move there off the side after that. Nice blocking by the receivers.
Nice.
Good 7 yard gain there.
Yeah, nice yardage there from Charlie Escott. Good blocking from Sam Penfold and Connor Greenhalgh to create some yards there to give them a really nice second down situation. Here is the opportunity, Bred, where Luke Carlton traditionally would take a shot. Second and short, or second and medium.
Jukesy checking into the game now, running back for David Adebo. QB drops back. Looking over the middle, throws it, complete to Sam Penfold. Bounces off a tackle, still driving forward at the 15-yard line. Spun down by the 13-yard line there. And that first down there for Manchester. As you thought, going to take that shot, big conversion there.
Yeah, a lot of the receivers were going deep there, trying to split the two high safeties. And Sam Penfold just underneath on that little dig route has managed to pick up the yardage. If the corner over there, number 5, Killian Voigt, had managed to wrap up, that could have been a potentially quite a nice hit for him, but he's gone in with his shoulders. Sam Penfold's broke away.
As we see, first down now, trips motion to the left, Sam in motion, comes back, hand off to Jukesy. Up the middle, driving for more of those yards. Another ripped out by number 32. Recovered by East Kilbride. Has run on the left-hand side. And he's brought down by QB Charlie Martin there. A lot of laundry there. So looks like that'll be a horse collar. And they will tack on more yards there to that fumble and recovery there.
Yeah, really unfortunate way for that drive to end there for Manchester. Hard work there by the offensive line and running backs. Just unfortunate. Didn't quite see what happened on the fumble as to whether Jukesy had the ball ripped out or whether it was a helmet on the football. But yeah, you're right. Charlie has done anything he can to bring the defender down there, but unfortunately, I think he's horse-collared and face-masked him. So I'll be interested to see if this is just a 15-yard penalty, personal foul here, or whether there's more than one. Not sure that they stack like that.
No, but we'll see what they say. But it's a great defensive play there by the East Kilbride Pirates to stop what was a dangerous offensive drive there in Manchester, as they are marched 15 yards. So it's just the one. So take your pick from the horse collar or the face mask.
Yeah, Sean Dickey heads up play to pick up that fumble. Made some yards.
It was ripped out there. Didn't quite get the number of these Kilbride Pirates. It was a nice play by that defender. Making a heads-up play, ripping that ball out. And East Kilbride will take over in Manchester territory. 1st and 10. Motion by number 6 across the formation. Hand off to running back. Guard to the left. Finds a hole. Good tackle there again by Manchester after a nice 4-yard gain there.
Yeah, great running from Mark Stewart again. East Kilbride, if East Kilbride are going to apply that same mentality, gaining 4 yards of play, they've got a nice second down here. Maybe not the situation where you'd necessarily take a shot, but not too far away. We'll see how confident Jamie McLaughlin's feeling with his play calling here.
Yeah, that was number 25, Jack Mayfield there in on the tackle, the defensive back captain of the Manchester Titans. See, 2 running back formation again, tight end as well. High snap. Taking it by number Wells, trying to make something happen, and he's brought down for a sack by number 18 there, Abdul. It's unfortunate high snap there. QB did well to maintain it and not lose possession, but Abdul sniffed him out and made a massive sack there to push them back.
Yeah, unfortunate for Gallagher there. I think similar to what I said about Charlie Martin, he's going to want to have a word with his centre, get him to settle down, bring those snaps down a little bit. You know, East Kilbride are doing a good job of perhaps not consistently, but driving the football. These killer plays just knock you out the park.
A better start there. QB dropping back, stepping up into the pocket, and it's brought down by number 92 of the Manchester Titans there. Fortune Oko there to bring up our fourth down there. We've mentioned the relationship between centre and QB from both teams being a bit stronger right now. How important is that relationship for a QB?
Oh, it's phenomenally. Knowing that you can trust on your centre to make calls at the line, knowing that the snap is consistently going to be with you. You know, when we would rotate through centres, even if the centre is consistently snapping the ball to you, there's always those differences between perhaps the spiral, the speed of the snap. So, yeah, really important relationship.
So, good snap there by East Kilbride. Long snapper, high snap but short. Dropping about 30 yards. Touch the East Kilbride player. And it rolls for a down by number 23 at the 22-yard line there. Looks to be a short punt, but the football gods run EKP there, hit their player, and then roll towards Manchester end zone. So, decent punt.
Yeah, I think that, and I could be wrong, I think that where the ball touched the East Kilbride Pirates player is where the ball will be spotted. So,
correct.
Unfortunate series of events there for East Kilbride after the bad snap and Abdul Madugu making that tackle in the backfield. Noted that Abdul has gone to see the physios. He didn't look like he got up too sharp after that. And then, unfortunately, again for East Kilbride, that ball has just touched one of their players, and it's given Manchester that little bit of extra field position.
So they will start on their 39-yard line in this beautiful sunny day at Belle Vue Stadium. 1st and 10, spread formation. David Adebo back in the backfield. Low snap again, taken in by David on the left side. It's met quickly by the East Kilbride linebackers and defensive line there. That man again, number 47, Ryan Strachan, in on the tackle there.
Yeah, Manchester had a good drive last time. They'll be looking to replicate that here. Not the best start for a drive, but 2nd and long still puts you in good situation to pick up a good few yards and put you in a 3rd and manageable.
2nd down here, just near the left hash. Charlie Myers to the QB, David Ebert running back. Shift him across to Charlie's right-hand side. Low snap again. Speed option, Charlie keeps it. And is brought down by, again, that man number 7 there for a 4-yard gain, which again brings up that 3rd and medium, 3rd and manageable.
Yeah, it's a toss read play there for Charlie and David. Charlie's going to take his steps, read the defensive end, which in this situation, unfortunately for Charlie, was Mark Stewart. It's going to take quite a bit more than that to get around Mark Stewart, unfortunately.
So 3rd and 6 here for Manchester. Spread formation on the left hash. Good snap. Delay draw there by David, and is brought down in the backfield there for a loss by number. Trying to number his jersey's bit. 38. We're going to go with
Fraser Keel.
Game day captain, the ex-Aberdeen Roughnecks player.
Yeah, fantastic tackle. Taking the wind out of Manchester's sails there. East Kilbride will be buoyed by this. Struan Bailey's back for the punt. If I'm Manchester here, I am keeping the ball out of that man's hands. Let's see if they challenge Struan Bailey.
Zinkowski here to kick. Matty on the long snap. Good take. And there's a booming kick there. Down the throat of the returner. Taken in well. Makes the first man miss. Makes the 2nd man miss, but he's then met by the rest of the Manchester defence and special teams as he's brought and stopped at the 27-yard line there. Number 29 there, Tyler Brown, one of the tacklers there. They're talking after there, but good coverage overall.
Similar field position again. Manchester and East Kilbride seem to be just exchanging punts and turnovers here. Ball pretty much living between the 25s, I'd say. So it's going to take some real doing to get the ball inside the red zone, inside the 20.
You see East Kilbride come out in that heavy formation now. High snap taken in well. Play action to number 6, out to the left, in space. Runs direct, but it's brought out of bounds by the corner there, number 13, FJ.
Good yardage picked up by Struan Bailey there. Again, that pass from Gallagher, a little bit wayward. You know, the spiral's not great, and spiral isn't everything when you're throwing a pass, Brad, but it does help that ball to sail through the air and get there faster. Struan was in good space. Interesting that Struan's playing in the backfield here.
Here we go. QB drops back, looking left in that short read to number 88, brought in, but is tackled immediately by the cornerback there. Number 13 again, FJ. 88 on the reception there.
It's Fraser McDonald, and yes, that was a nice pass and throw there to give him a short third down here. I would expect Gallagher to come back to Fraser McDonald a few times today on those hitches, and then eventually they'll try and take a shot over the top of number 13 here.
13 backing off slightly. Handoff to number 26. Bouncing to the right and is brought down in the backfield by a few Manchester players there. Number 94, it looked like, made first contact with Manchester.
Yeah, Cade Makin managed to get him in the backfield. Did enough to help Abdul Madugu get there and kind of finish off that tackle for a
Bring up
turnover on down. Not turnover on down spread. A fourth down, yeah.
It's a hot day here in Manchester. Need some water up here.
We've got the fan on. Got the fan on in the gantry.
But if you are a bit hungry as well, you can talk to one of our sponsors, Muscle Foods. We've partnered with Muscle Food. Use code BuildTitans at checkout, and the Titan Club will receive 10% of the order value that directly supports our fundraising efforts. As we see number 35 motion in our punt formation. Good snap taken over the punter, steps up. Decent kick there. And it settles and rolls back towards the East Kilbride side at the 36-yard line there. So, again, a battle of punts right now. We mentioned that special teams could be a game changer. It could be the difference. We get a block punt, a muff punt somewhere. But East Kilbride are pointing. So we're not too sure what's quite going on here.
Yeah, Manchester, if this stands, have got really good field position here on about the 38-yard line. But let's see what the meeting of officials is about.
East Kilbride are pointing. I think it should be their ball.
Or perhaps they could be indicating that a penalty is on Manchester instead.
Holding is the call on Manchester. So it still will be a Manchester ball because the offense is coming out, but that will mark them back by 10 yards. Still the referee spots it.
Yeah, that hurts Manchester here. They were in quite nice field position there, not too far away from halfway, but sets them back a little bit.
Yes.
As one of these teams is looking to break the deadlock we've got here.
George Foster, head coach there, speaking to the ref, not happy with that call, but that's what our Zebras are paid to do, officiate the game, and they do a great job. If you're interested in being a referee, please do check out BAFA for information about qualifications. So Manchester will start on their 28-yard line, still first and 10, but as mentioned, that penalty does march them back to less favourable field for position. Counterplayed by Manchester, but that's met in the backfield by a gang of white jerseys.
Guess who? Yes, it's him. It's always him. Mark Stewart there. So, in terms of game planning here, you've got a couple of options. You can try and rely on your tackle to deal with Mark Stewart single-handedly. You can have the running back help out in pass protection situations. Or you can try and run away from the player.
Charlie's dropping back, looking deep to number 88, and that is incomplete there. Number 88, Manny Aziz on the intended reception, but there is no flag there. Good coverage there by number 23 of the East Kilbride Pirates, celebrating, strapping up that offensive player.
Yeah, great coverage there. Again, I thought there was going to be potentially a turn-in of Manny there, of Aziz. But the DB played it perfectly. Interestingly, Mark Stewart was chipped by the running back there, so perhaps an adjustment made by offense coordinator Alex Challens to give Mikey Thompson a little bit of support there with Mark Stewart. He's a handful.
Good third down, QB looking over the middle again. 10 to 5, number 10, and he's caught it at the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Titans! Sam Penfold open to scoring in this match here with a bomb thrown over the middle.
Yeah, just managed to split the two high safeties there. You had the outside receiver running down the sideline, which occupies the cornerback, and the safety on the right-hand side has Sam Penfold put inside. Sam, with his momentum, gets the over the top, and Charlie delivers a pass straight over the middle lovely loop, lovely loft, and Sam Penfold does have quite a bit of speed to get over the top there and go untouched into the end zone.
We see Manchester lining up for the point after. Low snap, taken in by Alex. Looking to try and fire call it, but he is swarmed again by the East Kilbride Pirates. An unfortunate low snap there does mean the attempt is no good.
Yeah, in those situations, either Charlie or Alex needs to probably just get down and avoid anything unfortunate happening. Interesting note here that Sam Penfold went to dunk on the goalposts. It is important to note that he did miss. He did miss.
Classic Sam Penfold there. Can score a touchdown, but he cannot dunk.
Can you dunk?
What do you think? I got a scholarship for running long distance.
We'll keep it at that.
Yeah. As we see Manchester lining up to kick off after that first touchdown of the game, 6-0 to the home team. Alex Nkowski lining up with the ball on the right hash, kicking left to right this time.
So Manchester will have the momentum here. However, it's going to be interesting to see how either of these teams tries to gain consistency in their offense. Relatively inconsistent from both offenses. I'd say that Manchester perhaps had a little bit more success on the ground, although Mark Stewart is running very well. I imagine he's getting tired with all of his time on defense.
That is a deep kick out the back of the end zone there for Manchester for a touchback.
But it's yeah, it'll be interesting to see how East Kilbride will respond here. We've got a flag on the field back at where the ball was kicked, so you would think it could be someone on the kicking team on Manchester offside.
Alex Nkowski, the kicker, not too happy about it, talking to the referees. As we await to see what the refs call. If it is a flag on Manchester, it could be a re-kick, and they'll march further back.
Which gives us some time to talk about one of our sponsors. We've partnered with Pitman Flannel Company, where timeless style meets rugged comfort. From the sidelines to the great outdoors, Pitman's premium flannels keep you warm, sharp, and ready for anything. Built for legends, worn by titans. You wear flannel, Brett?
I do. I'm a very big fan of flannel.
I thought you were going to say you're a fan of flan there, which is a sort of viscous dessert.
I do love dessert. To be fair, I am more of a chocolate cake kind of man.
Well.
So we do have a rather lengthy discussion by our zebras about what the flag is. Number 55 for Manchester there, Boris Gavin. Not happy with the call either.
From Lenkowski's reaction, it looks as though this call is going to go against Manchester.
And it will be a re-kick. So, false start.
Well, I think that it could be an illegal formation.
Right.
That it's possible that Manchester perhaps had too many players on one side of the formation.
But either way, we do know Alex has got the leg to be able to still kick out the end zone. So we'll see what happens now. So we have 4 to Alex's left, 6 to his right, as we have this re-kick at the 25-yard line. East Kilbride still have 2 players back to return.
Yeah, second quarter of this game. And if you're enjoying the stream, please like, comment, and subscribe. Maybe we can get some questions answered if there's any in the chat.
And just like before, just 5 yards further back, it is another touchback. As we have a bit of acting there on the middle of the field. Number 56 there of the East Kilbride Pirates. Ending up on the floor there, Lewis Smith. Bit of a coming together maybe, but
Yeah.
he's still talking.
He's
not happy.
Gesturing to the sideline. Good job the referees didn't see that. Could have been some yellow on the field, but listen, this game is always going to get choppy. There's no easy games in the Premiership. While we're here, I'll give a shout out to some of our viewers. So we've got Grant Lawless, the offensive coordinator for Nottingham Caesars.
Hello, Grant.
Who's watching with us now. We've got Manny, we've got Adam Bamber, we've got Calvin. So any reasonable questions, you can post those in the chat.
As we see a run by East Kilbride in this first down play. Into good few yards before the rest of the Manchester defence stop him in his tracks for what looks like to be about a 3-yard gain.
Yeah, I think that was a new running back there. Is that Dougie Meakin? 28? I think it is. Yeah. I remember playing against Dougie Meakin when he was playing linebacker and I was playing receiver. How things have changed.
Is there a position you've not played in football, Sam?
Offensive line, believe it or not.
I do believe that.
It's the only one. I've never kicked either, but I have punted.
Kickers are people too. So 2nd and 7 here. Play action. QB looking right. That is complete at the stick for number 19. And he is tackled well. Number 6 there. Jerome Darko in on the tackle.
Lovely throw and catch there from Gallagher to Gallagher.
Nice.
Martin Gallagher, number 19. Yeah, that's more like the passing that East Kilbride are going to want to keep up. Those little soft spots in the zone, finding and manipulating those spaces in the defence. Really lovely from Gallagher there. And let's see if they can continue.
So fresh set downs for East Kilbride Pirates. Trips to the top of the formation. Run up the middle and is brought down at the line of scrimmage. But we do have a East Kilbride player down. So we'll wait to see. Oh, no, they got back up. They're all good.
Straight back up on his feet. I think that was number 57, Don Espina, who made that tackle there for Manchester. I thought at first that Dougie Meakin was going to break one there, but Don was there to clean up.
So 2nd and 10 now. That trips formation on the short side of the field. Motion by number 6. Play action across. But is met again at that line of scrimmage. As we have 75 East Kilbride Pirates. A nice block there, driving the defensive lineman back.
Yeah, that's David Annie getting taken back into the secondary there.
But does bring up 3rd and long.
Let's see what J-Moss dials up here. Are they in a situation to go for it on 4th down, or is that too risky at this point?
I think it's too risky, especially with that being that's where the ball is now. Is definitely in Alex's range for kicking. So if I'm the OC, we see a nice pass there and tackle immediately by number 7 there, James Williams, former East Kilbride Pirate player again. At this point now is another question. 4th and 1. Sam, do you go for it?
Well, in my time as the Manchester Titans quarterback under Luke Carlton, very, very aggressive, and yeah, we probably would have gone for it here. We would have confidence in our defense to do this. I completely understand why East Kilbride don't want to risk this with such a back and forth affair. You can get a punt off here from Rory Kay, and you could potentially really pin Manchester deep. And considering this game is so much about field position, about special teams execution, if East Kilbride manage to pin Manchester back here and Manchester don't manage to get a drive going, that puts East Kilbride in another really favourable situation, probably around midfield, with a short field to drive for a field goal, a touchdown. So we'll see what they call here. That was a really nice pass again from Gallagher to, I think it was Martin Gallagher again. Just finding that space, manipulating that space. Interesting that Struan Bailey has I don't think he's been thrown to since the first drive. And we see Mark Stewart come back here again, come out again.
So have they changed their minds? Might look to be like the offensive coming back on now. Sent out for a punt.
Is this a change of quarterback?
They do look like they're going for it. That's number 7 in
10, Cameron Dunn, who is Edinburgh Napier's University's quarterback. He is a very good running quarterback, so I would not be surprised here.
Play action to the left.
There it is.
And a massive gain there, and he's bumped out of bounds there by number 7 on a huge and gutsy pull for that first down there.
Yeah, Cam Dunn is one of the East Kilbride's under-19 graduates. He this year was the offensive MVP for the Edinburgh Napier University team. He also spent time in St. John Fisher University in New York on an exchange program. So, been around the block. see what Gallagher can do here. Back is the signal caller for the offense.
So trips formation to the right. Good snap. QB looking back to the island side. Caught in by number 8. They're tackled again immediately by a gang of blue shirts after a good pass and a catch there.
That's Fraser McDonald with, I think, his second reception of the day. Catching hitches. You can make a living doing that. Eventually, they're going to want to take a shot over the top. And whoever the DB is that's playing over him currently, it's Josh Belela. Before it was Pharrell James at FJ. They're going to need to stay on top of their game, give up these hitches and tackle immediately rather than risk a ball over the top.
And this brings us to the 2-minute warning of our game here. Still the score, Manchester 6, East Kilbride 0. After that long passing touchdown to Sam Penfold, but the miss handle with a low snap on the PAT did cause it to not be successful. So, East Kilbride looking dangerous at the 30-yard line. It's in motion by number 28. And not a number 7 looking to the right, cuts back inside, but it's tackled nice and low there by Manchester.
Yeah, they're the kind of tackles you need on a runner like Mark Stewart. Can't allow him to get ahead of steam. Need to slow his momentum down. Good stop there. Dangerous field position here still for East Kilbride. A first down puts them in, you would assume most definitely, in field goal range. I think we've got to be aggressive here on fourth down. With the way this game is going, there's no guarantee that either team gets this close to the end zone again.
So, heavy run formation again. Good snap, handoff to number 7 up the middle, driving forward, breaks in tackling, but it's brought down at the 20-yard line by number 7 there, James Williams. Again, a player we have called a lot for this Manchester defence, making some very key tackles to stop some dangerous runner.
Beautiful blocking there from the East Kilbride offensive line. Parted the way for Mark Stewart, who allowed that burst and explosion up the sideline, up the middle of the field, in between the linebackers. Really nice game there. East Kilbride will be riding this momentum. Dangerous attack here from East Kilbride.
So we have a 1-on-1 situation up top of the screen, but it's handed off to number 7 again. Brought down nice and low there by number 2 and number 57 of Manchester. Number 2, Rory Dodgson, and number 57, Don Esquina. 2 again, very good university players. Don again playing at UW Bullets, and Rory playing at the University of Nottingham.
Yeah, so second and long here, but you can still gain a first down. East Kilbride have taken a timeout to have a think about what they're going to do here. What kind of plays as a defensive back here would you not like to see in this compressed, condensed field?
So I think anything with crossing routes is definitely one where the defense needs to be talking. So if you have wheel post or snag routes, definitely with their attacking space can cause the defense a lot of issues. So Manchester defense really need to make sure they're communicating, passing off routes when they're in zone and when they're in man. They're making sure they're doing their assignment, sticking nice and tight to them, and playing the ball when it is available.
Yeah, Manchester have been playing quite a bit of man coverage, even in the middle of the field here. That's a lot of confidence to have in your defensive backfield.
Yeah, I think obviously the backfield we've got currently out now, virtually all of them either have been or are experienced at such a level, whether that be with GB students, obviously the GB senior team, GB under-19s. So I think Manchester have been very blessed, really, with the depth and talent they have at the defensive backs. That does allow defensive coordinator JD to be able to have more creative and complex coverages because they'll be able to match it.
I want to see Jamie McLaughlin, the offensive coordinator for East Kilbride. I want to see him challenge these DBs here with Struan Bailey, with Fraser McDonald.
We see him dropping back this time, looking left on that one-on match. There's no idea, but he slips and it is broken up out of bounds. Intended receiver there, 88.
Fraser McDonald, that is exactly what they do. They challenge these DBs. They go to one of their GB players, one of their most talented guys. They say, hey, look, you've got your guy, we've got our guy. We're going to line him up, and you have to beat me. And unfortunately, I think that pass sailed a little bit outside on Gallagher. At the top of the route, Fraser fell over, unfortunately.
Dropping back again, going to that same play to 88. He's got the space, and it is incomplete there. Looked like he had a chance, but just there, number 0 on coverage, able to strap him up and break up that pass.
Very tight coverage there. Again, Gallagher could put that ball in a little bit of a better spot, and it gives Fraser McDonald a better opportunity to make that catch. Notice that Fraser, holding his arm out, keeping Joss at a distance there, needs to be careful to make sure he's not interfering with Joss's opportunity to catch the ball. Both players have an opportunity, or have to be granted the opportunity, to make a play on the ball. So if Joss or Fraser were to hold the other one off, could be a penalty.
See, field goal attempt here. Good snap, good hole. Kick is up. It is tipped at the line and incomplete there. Number 13, FJ celebrating there. Looks like he might have got a hand to that, and that is a no good field goal attempt there for East Kilbride Pirates. So the score still remains 6-0 Titans.
Yeah, great pressure off the edge there from FJ. Manchester will be happy with that. Doesn't put them in fantastic field position, but when you're this deep into your own territory, there's not a whole lot of good that can happen. So relief for Manchester. East Kilbride still trying to find a way to break into the end zone or onto the scoreboard.
So with very little time left here for the Manchester Titans, their probably final drive of the half. We'll see what offensive coordinator Alex Challenge wants to do here. Do they be aggressive and go for a deep shot out the gate, or do they be conservative and run this ball out?
I would be expecting Alex to call a freeze play here to assess what the defense are going to come out in. And once he's got a good look at that, he'll call a play in and decide how aggressive he wants to be here.
And just like that, freeze play called. Seeing what the defense shows. DB's playing very deep. The free safety nearly at midfield, so a good 20-odd yards off the ball there. Daring Manchester to run the ball. Motion by 23 BK. But there's a flag on the play.
Delay of game there. Took a bit too long. It's tough. When you call a freeze play offensively, you've got the battle of trying to make sure you sell that you're about to run a play so the defense show their hand. But also, that does take time. Set up, show the play, reset, look over to the play caller, get the new play, and then go. So perhaps Martin could have been a little bit quicker there, or maybe Challenge.
So same formation spread, good snap, handoff to that running back again, off to the right hand side, driving up the field, staying in bounds, spinning off defenders, and it's brought down after a good run of 15 yards there for a first down. But we do have a timeout, Manchester, there, so that will stop the clock.
Yeah, depending on how much time you've got left in the half here, that's the kind of big play that you need to give you the confidence to say, hey, let's go for a shot here. Back as far as they were, you don't typically want to take a shot there because you're so close to your own end zone. If something happens, the chances of catastrophe are a bit higher. But in a, let's say, a 2-minute drill, so to speak, even though we know it's less than that, you want roughly 2 big shots before you can then start taking real chances at the end zone. So that was a nice play by Hafiz there. Good running, good blocking from the offensive line. We'll see how aggressive Challenge is here, depending on the time left.
Yeah. Chains have not moved yet, so we're not too sure if it is second down or first down. But as the referees are talking it over, we'll see what it is. It is first down. Signals just come in now. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Manchester at the 30-yard line here. I think East Kilbride will be playing very defensive here, looking to make sure they don't get that big play. From correct, Sam, as you can see, 4 deep DBs there. Both corners playing 10 yards off. Safety, another 15, 20 yards off. They're protecting the deep.
I'd be conservative here.
Charlie's dropping back. Pressure rolling, runs to the left. Takes a deep shot there for 88. That is so close there. He had it in his hands, but he couldn't survive the way to the ground. That's incomplete there. Number 88 there. Manieze, the intended receiver. A nice pass there by Charlie, rolling out onto the left, avoiding that pressure, throwing a nice deep ball, but receiver just couldn't bring it in there.
Yeah, such a strong arm from Charlie Martin there to escape the pass rush which I think was Mark Stewart, just managed to squeak away there. And on the run, heading downfield, we have worked on this back when I was at quarterback here last year with Charlie, myself, and with Josh Mills, who's now in the GFL1 playing for the Paderborn Dolphins. He's got arm talent, and that really showed off there. Just unfortunate, didn't bring it in.
So as we see a prevent defense here with both safeties playing on their own 20-yard lines. I hand off to David Evo, running to our left-hand side. Will he stay in bounds? He pushes to the sideline and gets out of bounds there, and the clock will stop there for a first down. But that looks like that'll be the half there.
Yeah, little draw play there to Hafiz.
David. That was David, wasn't it?
It was number 34, Hafiz.
It was. I can't read numbers.
Yeah, nice play to end the half there. Draw play. East Kilbride won't feel too unhappy about that. If your end of drive, end of half play is a draw that goes for 20, 30 yards and doesn't give up a score, that's a good result.
Yeah. So as we finish the first half here, 6-0 Titans. Sam, how do you think both head coaches will be feeling after that half?
I think that both head coaches will be feeling relatively similar. They'll be hoping for more offensive consistency. They'll be pleased with their defenses. They're both giving up chunk yardage here and there, but nothing overly consistent. No glaring holes for the defense to adjust to. Each team probably just has to secure tackles a little bit more. Obviously, Manchester had that big shot play on the touchdown to Sam Penfold. There's not a great deal as a DB. You'll know. You kind of you live and die by that
Next play mentality.
Yeah, by that goldfish mentality, and I don't think that East Kilbride will come out the second half feeling dejected about that touchdown. They'll understand that it was just one big shot play. The challenge for each team is going to be finding that offensive consistency.
Definitely. And as we head into the half, it's a great time. Want you to check out our new range of merch. The Titans are proud to announce a new range of merchandise for this season. From t-shirts to hoodies to hats, pants, shorts, and training gear, we've got everything you need to rep the Titans in style. Head to our socials or website to buy today. And if you're new to the sport and want to give it a go, Titans are always recruiting. We're always on the lookout for new players, coaches, and volunteers. We've got something for everyone, from flag to contact football, with mixed adult teams, women's, and our youth and junior teams. Want to get involved? Again, head to our website for more information on all our teams and how you can join the Titans family.
Yeah, and finally, just to close out the half, we'd like to give thanks to our sponsor, Creating Food Meteorites. They're consultants to the food and drinks industry, stimulating innovative ideas, nurturing talent, and building innovation ecosystems. We thank you for your support.
So we will see you in about 5-10 minutes. Enjoy. And welcome back to Belle Vue Stadium here, where we have the Manchester Titans playing the East Kilbride Pirates in the BAFA Premiership North. Currently, the score is 6-0 Titans, with a passing touchdown to Sam Penfold. Sam, we've seen really strong defense from both teams. Offensive have struggled a bit. Firstly, what can Titans do you think, to really take hold of this game and push their lead?
I think Titans need to continue with their strong running game. Number 34, Hafiz, has been really strong. He's made good decisions and he has carried tacklers with him. I think that in terms of the passing game, there's been little glimpses of it from Manchester. But I think what I'd really like to see for them to start, getting the ball down the field more often would be some short to intermediate passes, slants, hitches, that dig route to Sam Penfold towards the back end of or the front of the second quarter was a really nice play. So I think just a little bit more consistency on offense, passing the ball, because that run game's there, but now they need to add the complements to that, which is a short to intermediate passing game.
Yeah, and obviously from EKP's point of view, defense has been really strong except for that one passing touchdown, and offense, their strong point has really been their running game. But I do need to make a public apology to number 6. I've been informed I've been butchering your name. So that is Struan Bailey, number 6, that I've called out a lot and incorrectly. So Struan Bailey, I do apologise. But back to EKP as they are finishing off their warm-ups. How can they get back into this game?
They can get back into this game, I think, by their quarterback, Gallagher, can spend a little bit more time in the pocket than he probably feels like he has. I've been there before. You have a couple of plays early on where the defensive line gets some pressure, and it can affect you for the entirety of the game, really. But what I'd like to see is Gallagher completing some of these passes. They have had a deep shot. They took 2 deep shots to Fraser McDonald, and I think that they can have success with that. I'd like to see them continue to hit those hitch routes. They hit Martin Gallagher a few times on those little hitches, finding the space underneath, probably a stick route. I would like to see a couple more balls downfield, stress those defenders, force them to play deep, which is going to open up for Mark Stewart, who's been running the ball fantastically well, and hopefully open up the playbook a bit more for Jamie McLaughlin, the offensive coordinator for East Kilbride.
Yep, as we see East Kilbride here line up to kick off our second half. Number 34, Roy Kay, the Sterling Clanton player, talking to his kickoff team, ready to get us underway. Kicking from the 30-yard line, going left to right, EKP will, with Manchester Titans to return. We have got number 10, Sam Penfold, and number 88, Manny Eze, back to return. And we are underway in this second half. It's a deep kick down to middle. We're taken in well by number 10, Sam Penfold, driving up the middle of the pitch, looking for his blocks, and is met well at the 20-yard line. So Manchester will start with decent field position here on the right hash. Good coverage there by East Kilbride Pirates. Didn't give Sam a lot of lanes to run through, but was nice and direct, got the yards he could.
Yeah, good return there. I think we're seeing the return of the around the 30-yard line field position theme of the day. If Manchester can get a nice early drive here, put some points on the board, even if that's just a field goal, that's really going to put the stress on the Pirates. Conversely, the Pirates here are going to be looking to pin the Titans back and get themselves some good field position.
There to Sam Penfold, nice grab, and is tackled quickly. We see Alex Baldry checking back to the game at wide receiver, but nice early passing completion there for Charlie. Try and get that rhythm back after the first half break.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was talking about, that short to intermediate passing game. What that's going to do is it's going to cause the linebackers in the box and those apex defenders, those nickel corners, those safeties, they're going to have to respect the pass more, which should open up for Hafiz in the run game.
As we say that, he gets handed the ball there and is met at the hole by number 57 there. David Akitola, the ex-Edinburgh Napier and ex-Edinburgh Wolf player in the tackle.
Really aggressive player, David. Had many a battle with him when he was at the Edinburgh Wolves. Good tackle there to stop the Titans short of first down. East Kilbride have got a good opportunity here. Close the Manchester Titans down on this drive. Get field position probably around the 20-yard line, and you're in with a good chance.
3rd and 3 here. Running back, switching to the right. Charlie drops back, looking right. Steps up, throws deep. And it's incomplete. Intended receiver, number 10 there, Sam Penfold. It looks like he might have got blinded a bit by the sun there. Kind of lost track of that ball in the air. Was open, had an opportunity to make a play, but ball's incomplete.
Yeah, sun definitely looked like it played a factor there. I think you've got two potentials there. Sam Penfold has lost the ball on the sideline, or he has not reacted to Charlie Martin's back shoulder throw. Don't want to give Charlie Martin too much credit there. Let's assume that it was an attempted back shoulder throw.
Yeah.
If it was, fantastic positioning for Sam to make a play on the ball. Unfortunately, doesn't come down with it. Interestingly, Sam looks to be back punting now.
So Alex Nkowski's out of the game there. Sam takes the ball, and it's a fake to the right. And it's sniffed out by number 47 there for a tackle for a loss there. Number 47, Ryan Strachan, former Edinburgh Knights player and ex-GB students athlete. Stops Titans on that fake punt attempt.
Yeah, I'm not sure I agree with that decision here. This is the first time we've seen a new person in other than Alex Lankowski to punt, so immediately that would prick the defense's ears. And then to run that ball to what I think was the narrow side of the field puts East Kilbride in fantastic position here. They've got to capitalise.
Here we go. First play, hand off to number 7. It's a QB keeper there on the read option, running to his left-hand side. Forward move there and gained a good amount of yards there to the 20-yard line, 29-yard line there.
I do this all the time myself, Brad. When I'm watching the team or an offense to run, and I see the quarterback or the running back come all the way out there, and then they gain some yards, I always sit there and think, they gained a lot of yards there. Well, in actual fact, the quarterback ran an awful long way for 3 yards there. Good gain by all means. I just I thought he picked up a lot there, and perhaps not so much, but a manageable second down.
Yeah. Trip to his right, high snap taken in by number 7, and is tackled quickly after falling forward for a few more yards there.
Good tackle by Cade, making exactly what you'd expect from your GB defensive lineman. Just squeezes once he gets beyond the tackle there. He's not really, kind of like Mark Stewart, he's not really the defender you want to leave unblocked. No. You don't want him as your read man because he's so athletic, he can cause problems for you if you're trying to read him.
As we see that here, the Manchester sideline getting a bit juicy now. 3rd and medium. Looking left. Caught by number 3. Tackled immediately there by number 13, FJ. That is very close to first down. And it's been given. So that is first down EKP. So EKP right now capitalising on that fake field goal attempt that did fail. Set up now on the 20-yard line right in Manchester's red zone. It's one of the first times they've got into Manchester's red zone. So let's see now what the coach decides to do to try and get back into this game, because a touchdown and a point after takes the lead. Good snap, looking left in that in route to number 88. Covered well, QB pressure now, fumbles it, and he's dove on, still out, and then finally recovered by that EKP player.
Yeah, Gallagher finally diving on his own fumble. That's inexperience there. Gallagher rolls out to his left, so that's a tough place to pass from, rolling out to your left as a right-handed quarterback, because you've got to flip your hips all the way around. However, once he sees that pressure right in his face, he needs to throw that ball beyond the line of scrimmage out towards the sideline. Doesn't matter if there's a receiver there because he's outside of the pocket. He needs to understand that his team can massively benefit from this field position if he doesn't take that sack.
So QB drops back now, throws swing pass to number 7. Hits his gap there, but tackled well by the ankles. By number 25, Jack Mayfield there. Ankle-biting tackle there to stop what could have been a really big run there. We'll catch and run from number 7.
Yeah.
Brings up 3rd and a mile.
Run stuffing specialist Jack Mayfield coming up and showing exactly why he's got that reputation. That is a tough tackle to make on Mark Stewart in the open field. I know that Mark is a big guy, but Mark has more agility than people probably realise, and that is a fantastic tackle. East Kilbride really in a sticky situation here.
3rd and 20, dropping back, looking over the middle, pressured by number 18, and he gets sacked again there.
Abdul Madugu living in the backfield again.
Brings up 4th and long.
That is a shame for East Kilbride. They were in great field position there. You know, the fumble, if Gallagher is a little bit more experienced, he perhaps throws that ball out of bounds. Yeah, maybe he takes a hit, but gets up, and on the next play, they're still within the 20-yard line with 3 other attempts to potentially kick a field goal here. Now, Rory Kay is coming out to punt the ball here. I don't foresee East Kilbride trying a fake, so they're just going to try and pin the Titans as deep as they can. You're hoping the ball goes out inside the 5-yard line here as East Kilbride.
Nice there. Good low punt. Rolling towards the goal line. Got the EK player around, and he dives on it at the 4-yard line there. Good punt and coverage there by number 35 there. Christopher Pollock, former Stirling Clansman there, to down that punt inside Manchester 5-yard line. Tough field position to start from Manchester.
Yeah, you know, and however unfortunate that drive was for East Kilbride there, they've come out on special teams. They've executed well there. That punt, Rory Kay has really done a good job there by not putting too much on that ball. And they've pinned the Titans deep here. And this is always, as a quarterback here, this is always a stressful time here because of all the things that can go wrong, you are constantly thinking, I need this snap directly to me.
So let's see how Charlie Martin handles this first snap. Good snap. Hand off to the running back up the middle, trying to gain those yards back, and tumbles forward nicely for a good opening run there. Number 34, Hafiz Bishru.
Yeah, little wiggle room there now for the Titans offense. You can breathe a little bit easier. I'm sure every position feels this way, but as the quarterback, when you are pinned against your own goal line, it is panic stations. You are just trying to do whatever you can to survive. We
have that toss option again, and Charlie is met quickly by the Reed defender there. Takes a huge hit. But jumps up nicely. Number 24 there, look like tackle as well, and number 47. Number 47, I believe, made a tackle there. Ryan Strachan.
Yeah. Titans need to be careful here. Charlie Martin is the only rostered quarterback for the Titans. So running that play into the overhang defender, quite risky. So let's see what they do on this 3rd and medium.
Good snap there. Charlie dropping back, looking right, throwing a quick pass. Incomplete, looking for that corner route to number 10, Sam Penfold, but it sails out of bounds there. Brings up 4th down for Manchester Titans.
Yeah, that's the 2nd, maybe 3rd time they've gone back to that corner route and not quite got the ball there to Sam Penfold yet. Charlie needs to step into that throw. He's underthrowing the route there, so he needs to get shoulders downfield, step into the throw and deliver that ball. Unfortunately, when it's a deep pass that's going out towards the sideline, they're tough throws. So we see Lenkowski again back into punt. Penfold out.
We've not seen number 87 for Manchester Titans, Alex Baldry, involved much. Do you think that's just because EKP taking him away, or he's touched it? And that's good coverage by Manchester, I believe. The ball rolled into the returner, made contact with the East Kilbride returner, and we'll see which way the referees point. See who dove on that ball first.
Defense is coming out.
Yeah, it is an East Kilbride ball, so managed to obviously dive on that ball after hitting the leg. Lucky break there probably for East Kilbride. Bit of lack of concentration there, do you think? Or just the way the ball bounced, returner wasn't expecting it?
I think it's just a tough bounce, looking into the sun. Defender's not, the returner's not done a great deal wrong there. Perhaps he could have just set himself ever so slightly further back, anticipating the bounce.
So East Kilbride come out here, spread formation, ball on the right hash. Motion by number 6 to Orbital. Play action. 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Titans! Number 27 there. Matthew Grawn on the pick 6 there. A huge play for Manchester to really turn the tide here in this pivotal Premiership North matchup.
Yeah, that's an absolutely phenomenal play by Matty Gaunt, recognising the swing there. Quarterback rolls towards the swing. If you're going to deliver that pass, Brett, it's got to be a slingshot. It's got to be on a rope. You have to throw that pass with real speed and velocity. You can't float it out at all. And unfortunately for East Kilbride there, Matty Gaunt's read it the whole way, come down, very aggressive. But it's paid off, and it's paid off big for the Manchester Titans.
So we will see Manchester go for 2 now to try and make up for that missed PAT. Tyler Brown checking in there, slot receiver. Defender going over him late. Freeze play as they get a new play call from Charlie Jukesy in a running back. Moving over to Charlie Martin's right-hand side.
Yeah, Jukesy a bigger back, so I wonder if they'll try and pound it up the gut here. You'd expect an RPO out of Alex Challen's offense.
I had the RPO there throwing the slant, and it's incomplete there. Intended receiver at number 29 there, Tyler Brown, but number 90 for East Kilbride, Sean Dickey, the under 19 grad, on coverage there to make that pass incomplete. And in that third quarter, we now have Manchester Titans 12, East Kilbride Pirates 0.
Yeah, just similarly to the big play that Manchester had to score their touchdown in the first half, another big play there, this time coming up on defense. Again, just singing the praises of Matty Gaunt to recognise what was about to happen, come down, play so aggressively, take that risk, and it pay off has resulted in another 6 points for Manchester, which will give them the breathing room here in what is an offensive game, or should I say, in a game where the two offenses are struggling to consistently move the ball. That could be huge. That in this kind of game, this can be a nail in coffin. So we have to see how Spoonie's team is going to respond to this. We talked about that culture in pre-game. Spoonie is going to have embed a fantastic culture in his team. So let's see how they respond and see if they can keep their heads up, get the job done, get on the board, and make this a little bit more of a challenge.
As Alison Kelsey kicks deep to the right side, high for number 3 to cover it in. He does. Brings it out to the 15. Makes a man miss. Going up the middle still. And is brought down nicely by the Manchester Titans kick-off team there. Placing it at the 27-yard line there. As mentioned, Mike Gortley on that previous pick 6, the former Leeds Beckett safety there.
If I've got Rachel Adams in the stands, that's the Rachel Adams.
Yeah, so Matty Gaunt, before he came to Manchester, the recruitment aspect of the club were looking into the Leeds Beckett players and noticed Matty Gaunt predominantly because of his fantastic mullet.
It was a good mullet. Bring back the mullet, Matty. As we see East Kilbride hand the ball to number 7, Mark Stewart there. Down myself there, but he is brought down at the line of scrimmage there by the Manchester Titans defensive line there.
Yeah, at some point you've got to question how effective Mark Stewart can continue to be throughout 4 quarters of a game, playing both defensive line and running back. You would think that whilst defensive end is his natural position, that perhaps...
And he's in a ton of pressure there. It's Charlie Dixon there in on the sack. QB was looking to his right, couldn't quite see the receiver open. Charlie came around the outside and brought him down for a huge loss there. Third down.
Yeah, East Kilbride's offensive line perhaps looking a little tired here. Let's see if they can survive this drive, kick the ball away, try and pin Manchester back as far as possible.
QB dropping back now. Pressure again, steps up nicely. Touch that ball, runs forward for yards, and slides down at the 22-yard line there, which brings up 4th down.
Yeah, not everybody's favourite decision for a short QB run with a slide there, but from Gallagher, it's probably the most that he's going to be able to do. If he keeps his eyes downfield and looking for his receivers, maybe someone gets loose and he might get a pass off, kind of like how Charlie tried to get the ball down to Manny Aziz earlier on, and it was just dropped. But in those situations, you just have to make the best of a bad situation. And he's not turned the ball over. He's put them in a situation to punt, hopefully pin Manchester back. So not an ideal play, but wise choice from Gallagher there.
So we see 35 motion on the punt. Good snap. Nice deep kick to the right. 2 returns back from Manchester. Lets it bounce. Gathered in by number 14, Charlie. Running to his left now. Duking a man with Josh on the block. Hitting the 40-yard line. Runs into number 7 and is bundled out of bounds there just before the 40-yard line there. Number 14, Charlie Escott on the return. And there's a little bit of laughs there on the sideline.
Yeah, Mark Stewart just introducing himself to Charlie Escott, letting him know I'm here.
It's a nice block, though, by Josh there to give Charlie a bit more space. But unfortunately for Charlie, he will then met Stuart Bailey there. Sorry, Mark Stewart.
Mark Stewart, yeah.
It's warm up here.
Probably the last man you want to meet.
With a head full of steam.
With a head full of steam. Okay, we've got Hafiz is back in the backfield.
So Manchester definitely utilising their depth at running back. As we have spread formation ball on the left hash. Ricky checking in the receiver. Low snap, handled well, handed off to his running back, and he's through! He's got 2 men to beat, but it's tripped up at the last moment by number 22 there. Johnny Nicholson. Great low tackle there to stop what potentially was a touchdown breakaway run there.
Yeah, great shoestring tackle there by Johnny Nicholson, formerly of the Edinburgh Wolves, so plenty of Premiership experience. He's also been at Edinburgh Napier, so yeah, fantastic tackle there.
So it was a first down for Manchester. Spread formation in the middle of the field. Charlie checking out his receivers. Low snap again, but handled well. But he's broken away from that. Wallaby lack of loss, but makes it back to the line of scrimmage. So nice feet there by the running back, number 34. Hafiz avoiding players, gets what he can, but he is down right now. So we can get some attention, and we hope that he is okay.
Yeah, Hafiz's got a really aggressive running style. He just got met by 2 players at the same time there. Hopefully, with the kind of tackle that he took, I'd be thinking that maybe it's he's winded. Let's hope that that's the outcome. Yeah, East Kilbride player initially gets him in the backfield. Hafiz manages to shake loose, and then he's met by 2 East Kilbride defenders.
Former Hertfordshire Cheetah player joined Manchester Titans this year. And if, like Hafiz, you fancy trying a new team, you can always join the Manchester Titans. We are always on the lookout for new players, coaches, and volunteers. We've got something for everyone, from flag to contact football, with mixed adult teams, women's, and our youth and junior teams. Want to get involved? Head to our website for more information on all of our teams and how you can join the Titans family.
Yeah, Hafiz looks to be up now and talking. Walking off under his own power, under his own strength. And speaking of strength, Brad, we've partnered with USN as the official and exclusive supplement supplier to the Titans. USN are the trusted sports nutrition partner for millions of gym goers and fitness enthusiasts around the world. Whatever your goal, whatever your starting points, you can be the greatest version of yourself with USN.
So Sam, what is your favourite flavour of pre-workout?
I have Berry Blast. Berry Blast. It also contains 3.4 grams of creatine, Brad.
That's the best of both worlds, isn't it?
So waking up early morning, 6 a.m. in the gym, creatine and pre-workout in one. You've got your nutrition right there.
All you need there. So second down now for Manchester Titans. David Adivo checking in the running back. Ball plays just for the side left hash. Hand off to David there. Met though behind the line of scrimmage by number 56 there.
Lewis Smith, yeah. Yeah, David Adibo is a talented runner. And we saw that against Newcastle. He broke numerous big runs. One of them I think it was around an 80-yard touchdown run, untouched pretty much into the end zone. If David Adebo is going to have success here, Brad, they're going to have to get him out in space. Maybe a swing pass, or they can try the toss reads. I would err on the side of caution when it comes to the read plays and Charlie Martin keeping the ball, however.
Yep, as they motion across to the right-hand side, trips to the left. Linebacker showing pressure. QB drops back, looking left, throws over to left half. It's incomplete there. Intended receiver there, number 11, Connor Green, sorry.
Yeah, Mark Stewart bearing down on Charlie Martin there. Really good timing. Get rid of that ball. Any longer, and Mark Stewart is going to lay a hit on Charlie Martin that he will, well, I say he'll remember. Maybe he wouldn't.
So it brings up 4th down. Looks like Manchester will go for the field goal here. Looks like to be a 44-yard field goal.
Now to the onlooker, this might look a bit too long for our game, but Alex Lankowski, or Legkowski, is fully capable of nailing a field goal of this distance.
Good hold, kick is up, and it is no good. It falls about 2 yards short there. Looked like East Kilbride did get some good pressure on the kick, but unfortunately for Manchester, can't empty after this drive.
Yeah, good for EKP there. Keeps them in within a 2-score game. Field position is about that point again, right around the 30-yard lines. Let's see if they can have that success that they had at the start of the second half. They went back to their passing plays. They hit a couple of plays to Fraser McDonald. I'd love to see them get the ball into Struan Bailey's hands. Yeah. He is a phenomenally talented player. And if you have to scheme touches to Struan Bailey, then you do it.
So new QB in number 10 takes a read option, dives inside, makes a man miss, rolling forward for a good pickup of about 6 yards there.
Yeah, this is Cameron Dunn, Cammy Dunn. Yeah, as we said before, when he came in for that 4th down conversion, he's a talented runner, but he can pass the ball well. So let's see how East Kilbride use him here. We've got Struan Bailey's in the backfield again, and we've got number 26, Mike Curtis Sopp.
Who gets the ball there, runs to his right, cuts back, trying to miss, but is then tackled deep behind the line of scrimmage by number 57 of the Titans there, Donna Spainer, on the huge tackle loss there, pushing back what was a very good first play for East Kilbride, and a loss of close to 10 yards there.
Yeah, that's one of those plays I was talking about earlier where you have to understand that you can live to fight another down here. Unfortunately, a huge loss of yards there, which
brings up 3rd and 10 now for East Kilbride. Still 2 running backs in the backfield as they get the play from the sideline. Could be a permanent change of quarterback for East Kilbride. We'll see how this play goes.
Wasn't quite a big loss as I thought it was.
No. Motion by number 82. High snap over the QB's head, and they've picked up by number 6. And it's tackled again by that number 18, Abdul, yet again causing havoc for East Kilbride. An unfortunate high snap. Number 6, Struan Bailey tries to do what he could, but brings up 4th down again for East Kilbride.
Yeah, just unforced errors here a lot of the time by East Kilbride. Gallagher not throwing that ball out to the sideline when they were in the red zone. A couple of snaps that have gone a bit sky high here. East Kilbride have the talent, have the ability to drive this ball on the Titans' defense. It's just currently every drive, maybe one play, they're shooting themselves in the foot a little bit.
So motion again by number 35 on the punt. Good snap. Kick is away. Sam Penfold underneath it, goes over his head. It's rolling. Hits the 10-yard line, hits the 5-yard line. It's caught by Sam Penfold. He's running out to his left, trying to make some space. Good block there by number 4. Hits the sideline at the 25 line, up the 30, makes the man miss, goes inside, one man to beat, and he's tripped himself up. He has ran nearly 50, 60 yards, and the tackle will go down to the turf monster. He had the punter to beat, and he beat himself, unfortunately. Great return there by Sam.
Yeah, risky choice there to field the ball in the first place. I think the ball bounced up I think Sam wasn't going to field that ball until the ball bounced up right into his hands, and I felt like he didn't have an option. Makes it happen. Fantastic job by the blockers getting downfield, making sensible blocks. I saw 1 or 2 flyby blocks, which is really high-level intelligence plays, in my opinion. At least in our game, you don't see a whole lot of flyby blocks. However, Sam Penfold is known for his punt and kick return ability. He has had a few interesting stories, though. I'll tell you about one after this play.
Yeah. See a bit of confusion there by the receivers. They reset on the right side. Motion out of the wide out. Handed off to number 34. Gets what he can there, but is met by a swarm of white jerseys there for a minimal game.
So a few years ago, up in East Kilbride, playing the Pirates, Sam Penfold is returning a kick. Returns it all the way down the sideline, heading towards the pylon. Dives for the pylon with a defender right on his heels.
Dramatic.
And unfortunately fumbles the ball into the end zone. It's a touchback.
Got the yards, but not the touchdown.
So unfortunately, Sam Penfold we're yet to see in the end zone. But good field position here for the Titans, second and medium.
QB dropping back, looking left, steps up, throws over the sideline, but it's incomplete. Intended for number 8, Ricardo down there. Ricky, the GB squad DB, playing receiver right now for the Titans.
Yeah, and we see Charlie Martin getting help from his running back in pass protection there. Mark Stewart has moved over to the right-hand side of the line against number 68, which I think is Matt Dowling. That is a handful there for Matt Dowling, so Hafiz, the running back, is helping out in pass pro there.
So 3rd and 7 for Manchester. Trips to right. Single receiver to Charlie's left. Good snap. Play action. Drops back. Looks over the middle. Wide open. Connor makes a cut. Makes a man miss. Spin off tackle. Still on his feet. And it's a touchdown. Titans. Connor Greenler bouncing off players like a pinball and bounding his way into the end zone for a Titans touchdown.
Incredible contact balance there from Connor Greenhalgh. Yeah, I think the East Kilbride defenders, instead of trying to lay a hit on him, maybe should have wrapped up. You know, still a big gain for Manchester, but could have prevented that touchdown. But really nice job. Nice play design there. Straight up the seam, split the 2 high safeties. Charlie Martin's going to read the safety on the right-hand side. As he sees that safety drop out to the deep half, he's going to see the safety vacate that space, opens up to the middle. Charlie Martin throws a rope down the middle, and after that, it's all Connor Greenhalgh with the contact balance. Very, very impressive score from Connor there.
As we see Alex Lankowski there kick the PAT. Was a bit of a low snap. Charlie Martin did well to handle it. Set it up for Alex, and he kicks it nicely through the post for that extra point.
All celebrations on the sideline for Manchester. East Kilbride will be looking to get Cam Dunn into the game, warmed up, and see how he can impact this game.
So that is now 19-0 to the Manchester Titans. We see Alison Kalski talking to his kickoff unit to kick this ball away as we are still in the 3rd quarter here of our BAFA Premiership North match.
Yeah, Manchester again relying heavily on those bigger plays and the run. Hafiz and the offensive line making things happen in the box. And Charlie Martin just punishing the defense when they are focusing on the run. But unfortunately, you know, East Kilbride don't have a lot of options. Manchester are having success on the run. They have to stack the box, which is going to create less people out in the secondary who can cover the pass. So, unfortunately, unless they can shut down the run, that kind of game plan could potentially continue.
The ball's spun back, and it's recovered by the Manchester Titans there. Alex Lankowski with a great kick that bounced at the 15-yard line, bounced back towards Manchester, and was recovered by number 6, Jerome Darko there, the current GB squad player and UClan Ram.
Yeah, and having worked with Alex Lankowski both at Manchester and GB for a number of years now, that's not an accident. That ball that spins and comes back towards That high kick is exactly why Lenkowski practices these kind of kicks. When you're at Manchester practice and you're practicing on a Wednesday or a Sunday for 2.5 hours, 3 hours, Lenkowski doesn't come down to the odd practice here or there. He's at every practice, and he is practicing the entire time that the rest of the team's practicing.
One of the current GB kickers. As we see this playing now, handed off to number 34 again, spinning up the middle. And some good downfield blocking there as well by number 56 of the Manchester Titans, Scott Tomlinson.
It's going to be a real test of EKP's mettle here. They'll be tired from the previous drive. They've had to come back onto the field straight away.
As we have a referee's time here. Looks like the end of the third quarter there. So into our final quarter here in our Manchester Titans debut home game. Current score is 19-0.
Well, while we've got time, I'll tell you a little bit about one of our sponsors.
I'd love to hear about our sponsors.
We have partnered with Muscle Food, and you can use the code BUILD-Titans. That's BUILD-Titans at checkout. And the Titans receive 10% of the order value, and that directly supports our fundraising efforts. That is Muscle Food. Make your order. Go to checkout and use the code BUILD-Titans.
Thank all of our sponsors there for the help they are giving. As Titans are now set up just outside of East Kilbride's red zone, looking to punch in their 4th touchdown of the day.
Yeah, going to be tough for the defense this, but the most that they can hope for here realistically, other than a turnover, of course, is to hold Manchester to a field goal attempt. Really tough situation here to be inside your own 20, with the offense having 3 attempts at the end zone. Got to think that Alex Challens is going to dial up some kind of passing play here. This is textbook post-wheel time for this kind of offense. They have 2 high safeties, and it's in a condensed field. So you could also see a similar type of shot that we saw on the previous touchdown to Connor Greenhalgh. You got Ricky Delver in the slot there, on the innermost slot. Charlie Escott, the other slot, and Manny Aziz wide out.
Got a toss option to the running back, Mr. Miss, up to the sideline, and it's tackled.
Yeah,
no gain there.
Yeah, Hafiz Bisiriu calling for a horse collar there, but the technique or the mechanic for a horse collar tackle is that the offensive player must be pulled down immediately in a dangerous way that causes buckling of the legs. And whilst the defender did grab the nameplate, possibly even inside of the shirt of Hafiz, he didn't bring him down immediately by that.
Charlie Mandron back looking right.
That is the post wheel.
Complete intended receiver there. Number 8, Ricky. But a huge hit on the sideline for number 47 there. Ricky did a great chance or opportunity to make that grab really well, but couldn't survive that hit by number 47.
Yeah, that's the post wheel we were talking about there. It's textbook Manchester offense in the red zone. Really nice ball delivered from Charlie Martin. Probably could have hit Ricky Delver just a touch earlier, give him an opportunity to steer his body away from that ball. But yeah, fantastic hit by Ryan Strachan to knock the ball loose there.
To see a field goal attempt now by Kelsey. Kick is up, and it is good as Manchester extend their lead now by 3 points to take our score here to Manchester 22, East Kilbride Pirates 0.
Yeah, and with that score update puts East Kilbride in a bit of a tricky situation here. The scoreline's getting away from them in the 4th quarter. I think you're probably looking at this point now to try and just generate some offense, build some confidence so that you go into your next game knowing that you can drive the ball consistently. Gives us time also to mention that we have partnered with local charity Maisie Moo's Missions for our 100 Club fundraiser this year. Maisie Moo's Missions was founded by Maisie's parents after their daughter passed away from acute liver failure when she was just 14 years old. Their charity raises awareness about blood and organ donation and aims to help teenagers from disadvantaged backgrounds. So that is Maisie Moo's Missions. If you'd like to donate or know more information, then you can search for Maisie Moo's Missions and have a look on their website.
As Alex kicks off after that field goal over the head of returners and for a touchback there. So no onside attempt this time. So East Kilbride will take possession. First down. As you mentioned, Sam, is this really do or die for EQB? Do they need to get some points in this drive to stay in this game?
Well, it's 22-0 at the minute in the fourth quarter. And without a clock in front of me, this is a really tricky situation to be in, because as an offensive coordinator or as a head coach, you don't want to signal to your players that you're giving up, that you're quitting. So, I think what you do here is you put yourself in a position to try and just generate some success, some positivity, so that when you're watching tape over on Wednesday or Thursday, you can look back and you say, look, we're capable. We did it. We just need to execute more consistently.
As we see, number 7 take that ball again, spinning off tacklers for a good gain of 80 yards there. But number 10 still in at quarterback, Cameron Dunn. So looking like Cameron might be seeing out the game here for East Kilbride.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked to see Cam attempt a few passes here. Let him build some confidence. Maybe, maybe he'll end up challenging Gallagher to the starting quarterback spot whilst Reese Harris is out with a knee injury. But yeah, East Kilbride have called a timeout.
Yeah, we do have an injured player down, Craig Oliphant, the former Manchester Titans player. Down injured, we hope he is okay. He's getting up to his feet and able to make his way to the sideline, which is great to see.
Yeah, so if you're Spoonie here, you're just trying to encourage your team to really continue to fight, put something good on tape, Strew and Bailey coming over to the same side as Fraser McDonald. That's a dangerous duo. I would love to see Cam Dunn attempt to complete some passes to these two closest to us in motion, Strew and Bailey here.
Dropping back now. Rolling on to his right, looking downfield, trying to find a player. Tucks that ball, runs for the first down, and gets a nice first down there. Really smart heads-up play there. Looking downfield, trying to make something happen. Nothing there. Takes the yards in front and lives to find another down and get 4 more downs.
Yeah, these dual threat quarterbacks like Cam Dunn can offer a defense a lot of problems. Some of the top teams in the country have quarterbacks who can really move. So it'd be interesting to see here. I'd like to see Cam Dunn attempt a couple of passes. Let's see what he's got packed away in his arm.
Trick submission here. Hand off to the running back. But it's met again immediately by that blue wall of the Manchester defensive line there. Number 26 there on the carry. Mike Curtis-Sott, former Sterling player. Transferred from France. Yankees Angers. So international players there for East Kilbride.
Yeah, looks like Ola might be down injured here, grabbing his calf or hamstring. So whilst we have this, we'll tell you about one of our sponsors. We've teamed up with Beer Keller, the ultimate immersive sports bar. Whether celebrating a Titans win or just kicking back with friends, Beer Keller brings the energy with authentic German beer, hearty food, and unforgettable nights. Raise your stein, sing your heart out, and be part of something legendary only at Beer Keller.
So, Sam, what would be your go-to karaoke song?
Taylor Swift Love Story,
Elite
without a doubt.
choice.
Without a doubt.
We can get that going.
Yeah, I won't be singing down this microphone. Perhaps a few steins first.
So if you come to Beer Keller in Manchester, you might see a performance from the one and only Sam Bloomfield.
What would your go-to karaoke song be?
Westlife, Uptown Girl.
Are you sat on a stool whilst you're singing that?
Of course I am.
Good.
Foot to tapping away. Yeah. It's either that or Kate Nash Foundations.
That's another good song.
I know,
yeah.
what can I say?
Well, we were away with the GB team, and part of we were chilling out after one of our practices away. I can't remember where exactly we were. Might have been before the Sweden game, or before
Sweden and Germany were your last two games.
Yeah, I think it was before the Sweden game, and Spoonie was sat on the sofas and he was just chilling out, and he was asking everybody on the team who came through what their go-to karaoke song was. So,
what was Spoonie's?
That's a good question. I've played a lot of football, so I can't remember. But I'm certain he'd tell me if I asked.
My guess would be Proclaimers 500 Miles.
Hold on, I'll play this for him.
As we see Ola being helped off the field, we do hope he is okay.
Yeah, he's being helped off there, so could be in some pain. Looks like he's in some pain, so hopefully it's not so bad.
Yeah.
Ola is Mr. Blue Milk. He, brought blue milk to the Titans, and that entire culture runs through him. So fingers crossed
Definitely
that he is okay.
Former Sheffield Giants player came across when you were still in Division 1. Is that correct? Was he after that?
No, Ola came across in 2019, end of 2019, start of 2020, at the same time as Sam Fossey.
Ah.
When the Sheffield was still in the Premiership.
You see play activated option there for number 10, but that is met quickly by the rest of the Manchester defence there. It was the right read because the defender did crash down the running back, but unfortunately the flow of that Manchester defence able to swarm number 10 there for a 2-yard loss.
Yeah, Manchester really starting to tee off a little bit offensively here. Got to hope for a bit of a spark play from the EKP offence here. See if Struan Bailey or number 19.
QB dropping back now. Looking for a pass going deep over the left, and that is intercepted by number 7, and is looking for a big return with blockers in front of him, heading down the left sideline, bouncing off tackles and goes out of bounds at the 36-yard line. Number 7, James Williams there, the former East Kilbride player, getting an interception against his own team.
Always stings when one of your own has to be somewhere else. I'm assuming that he's moved down here. He's not travelling this far. Always stings when one of your own players. Cammy Dunn there has thrown up the ball. You can see what he was attempting to do, but with a lingering safety around here, when you're in the Premiership, and Cam played for East Kilbride pretty much the majority last year at quarterback, so he's an experienced Premiership quarterback. You just can't loft balls up like that. But James Williams, former East Kilbride Pirate, makes them pay. I wonder if there'll be some conversations after.
Definitely, as we see Charlie Martin throwing the screen out quick to number 88. Great blocking, hitting down the sideline, bouncing off tackles. Oh, that's a late hit there by 24. Don't think he realised he was out of bounds. All seems to be handshakes fine there. No flags, but it's a nice first down for Manchester on that screenplay.
Yeah. They're the underneath passes you're looking to achieve. Alex Baldry out on the sideline is a fantastic blocker. So, going to the boundary here with the safety off. Ryan Strachan's out there, so that takes away the opportunity for a screen. But to the field.
Pressure coming from the left. Juice takes the ball off up the middle. Good blocking by the offensive line for a good gain there. East Kilbride sending pressure there from the right-hand side. A great pickup by the offensive line to take up that pressure, make some yards for Juicy, and he falls forward for a good gain of 5 yards. Yeah,
Manchester will be happy with that gain. Just ticking over slowly. East Kilbride will be getting more and more tired. This defence for East Kilbride's been on the field quite a lot today. Sometimes with those turnovers.
See another handoff, bouncing inside Juicy. He's keeping those legs churning. Falls forward for a good few more yards to bring up 3rd and short there. East Kilbride doing a good job though, closing up that middle, making it as hard as they can to gain those yards up the middle, and making Titans into a decision here. Do they want to pass it and go for the shot? Do they keep running that ball? It's been working well, or is this 4-down territory?
I think the Titans are in 4-down territory here, but I do think I think they could run a little speed play here.
Pump action, green and go, and it is caught for the touchdown, Titans! Number 88, Manieze on the reception for Titans' 4th touchdown of the day.
Yeah, just taking advantage of the defenders there. This is a staple for the Manchester Titans. You run the screens all day, and they could have run perhaps a few more screens, but just 2 or 3 plays before that, they ran a successful screen to number 88 with Alex Baldry again blocking on the boundary. It's a really nice matchup, and what's happened is they have run a screen and go. So Alex Baldry will make it look like he's about to get screen. The number 88, Manny, will make it look like he's going to block. And as the defender, the cornerback, comes down to attack the screen to Baldry, Manny, number 88, he will break out towards the sideline. Charlie Martin will pump fake, throw the ball over the top of the defender. And yeah, it's a textbook play for the Manchester Titans. Couldn't have drawn it up better. Results in a 4th quarter touchdown.
As we see Alex Lankowski kick through the PAT, we had a new long snapper in there, number 44, Luke Tan. Good snap, good hold, and Lenny tacks on the extra point to extend Titans' lead to 29 now.
Yeah, not a whole lot that East Kilbride can do here to pull this game back. But again, you're just looking to put something positive on tape so you can come away and be optimistic about what can come in the next game.
And as mentioned, it does seem to be a very competitive Premiership North this year. Obviously, Tamworth did take the victory over Manchester in their first game. East Kilbride beat Tamworth as well, and then have lost to Nottingham. Nottingham lost to Newcastle. So everyone right now seems to be beating each other, and it means that there'll be great matches in the upcoming games, isn't there, Sam?
Yeah, and, you know, parity is what we're looking for. We're looking for a very competitive league, and it's good that teams are all in the North around the same level. You certainly would be hoping for something across the country. You know, there's lots of talk about whether a National League Premiership would be a good idea. Purely from a personal perspective, I think it would be a great idea if the logistics could be worked out. I think that's what's required to progress the game. It's a National Premier League where the likes of, you know, the Manchester Titans, or, you know, last year, the second place team, the Newcastle Vikings, are travelling down and having their regular season games with the likes of the Bristol Aztecs, the London Warriors. That's just going to make this league a lot more competitive. Teams are going to have to find the ability to compete.
Yeah, we definitely saw that in Bucks as well, with Nottingham Green and UWE Bullets having some great matchups playing that season. And as the QB keep there, and he's bundling forward for really good gain of yards there for a first down. Number 10 there, Cameron Dunn on the read option, selling the Manchester defense down the river and making a great first down run.
Yeah, if I'm Manchester's defense here, I am playing man coverage across the board on their receivers, and I am challenging them. I'm stacking the box, and I'm challenging them to beat me in the passing game. We've seen Cam Dunn throw up a pass. It wasn't the best pass, so I am challenging them because Cam Dunn or Mark Stewart is going to run this ball all day.
As we see Mark Stewart take the handle there, breaking to his left, bouncing off tackle. There's another strong run there for the for East Kilbride Pirates, with swarms of blue players around us. And number 13 there, FJ in on the tackle, coming out the bottom of that pile. And that is a first down again. So that's 2 first down runs in a row for East Kilbride Pirates.
Yeah, good yards gain there. I wonder if Manchester have repped in some of their depth.
So we do have some new DBs. Calvin Collins in at safety. We've also got Clement in at free safety, as number 7 gets the ball again, looking for those blocks. Missed tackle there, but we do have a flag down on the sideline. Looks like a block in the back there, as FJ was on the intended tackle. But we will wait to see what the referees call.
Yeah, sticky situation for the East Kilbride receiver there. You lose the block, and your option is to essentially let your defender have a free shot at your running back's ankles.
They have waved the flag off there.
No way.
So that is no flag there anymore. And that will be second down now.
No.
So second down for East Kilbride Pirates now. 2 running backs in still. 2 receiver to his right. Ball on the left half. Motion number 7 out to the side. 10 drops back, looking downfield. Throws it to the sideline. Caught by number 81 nicely. And that is a good gain there. Not quite a first down, but moves that first down marker a lot closer and makes it a lot easier for this third down attempt.
Yeah, bold choice from Cam Dunn there to get that ball in between 3 Manchester defenders.
Threaded that needle.
He did.
Ross Cameron there on the reception. Dropping back again, looking for that quick pass, but it's incomplete. Intended receiver number 2 there, Dan Crawley, under 19 graduate rookie. But we do have a flag on the field. Potentially looking like offside maybe, as the player was able to go. Or it could be a sideline infringement maybe. We do hear Scott Thompson being very vocal to make sure the sideline is back where they should be.
Yeah, and the flag is on this sideline. It's a first down, so
15-yard penalty.
and the referees haven't signalled anything, which would make me feel that it's potentially sideline interference or some kind of infraction. You don't want to give the East Kilbride Pirates a chance here to put some scores on the board. It kind of stains this victory a little bit to concede so late on. You know, regardless of whether your depth's in or not, you know, you still want to fight and put on a good performance.
So the handoff to number 7 there, met quickly by the Manchester Titans defense there. Number 62 looked like Cal Cleese there on a tackle, a rookie to Manchester Titans defense this year. He's been making lots of waves in Manchester Titans camp. The coach has been very happy with his performance for the brand new players of the sport.
Is that Cal Cisse?
Yes.
Cal Cisse. Second and long here for the East Kilbride Pirates. You've got to think you're in 4-down territory here. There's no point in going for a field goal here. You want to try and get on the board and see what you can manage.
As number 7 takes that ball again, going out the middle there. Nice gang tackle there, but he's still bounding forward for a good few more yards. As mentioned, Mark Stewart, we call his name a lot. He's a very strong and powerful runner, very direct. He will happily run through you rather than around you, but there is an East Kilbride player down at the moment, but looks like it's just,
That is Mark Stewart. I'm not surprised. I'm sure that Mark is fine. He's walking off under his own power.
Good to see.
But, you know, a long day for Mark. I'm sure his body is conditioned for this, but it still takes its toll.
So it brings up third and medium now for East Kilbride Pirates. 2 running backs in the formation still, number 28 and number 26. Going to the true two-back formation.
They'll run a triple option here, you'd assume.
Motion tight end in. And that's triple option. There you go. QB takes it up the middle, but it's met quickly for no gain there. Nice quick swarm tackling there for the Manchester Titans. And brings up 4th down. Decision time to make. One good thing we've seen from East Kilbride today, Sam, is they've thrown a lot of this Manchester defence. They've not just been a one-trick pony. We've seen some option plays. We've seen some deep shots. We've seen the short game. Do you think that's obviously a strong part of the Premiership North?
The variety of plays?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that if you head to, just looking at this game alone, East Kilbride, we've seen spread, we've seen trips, we've seen 2-back formations. With up-backs, we've seen triple option.
Over the middle, from a street boot, and it's caught for the touchdown. East Kilbride. Number 14 there, Christian Rubuga on the contested catch, boxing out the defender there. Oh, sure. That was still a very good grab, though. That is a 1st and goal there. Unfortunately, sorry to get overexcited there, fans, but great grab there by number 14 to set up 1st and goal.
Yeah, Cammy done there. Again, threading the needle in between Manchester Titans defenders. Titans got to shore up here, make sure they don't leak any late touchdowns.
No, that was a touchdown. They've set up for the PAT, for the extra point. So that was a touchdown there. So we'll see if East Kilbride can add on. Good snap, good hole, kick is up, and it is good. So East Kilbride do get on the board there. and brings this game to Titans 29, East Kilbride 7.
Yeah, really nice pass from Cam Dunn there. He's threaded that needle right down the middle, in between the two high safeties. And the receiver, Christian Rabuga, really good concentration. Took a little hit in the back, nothing too big, but you know, in those situations, it is really easy to lose your focus when you take a hit. So yeah, Titans will be probably, you know, very frustrated by leaking that late touchdown. You know, it doesn't affect things here today in the long run, but I suppose it gives George, Foster, and JD something to go over on tape and correct those depth players.
Do we expect the onside kick here?
I think this is a great opportunity for East Kilbride to practice onside kicks. It's a no-lose situation. You know, this game is going to go down as a loss for East Kilbride, unfortunately for them. And why not practice something here when it can make an impact?
See 6 to the kicker's right, 4 to his left. And we'll see the onside attempt.
Sam Penfold back to return again.
It is the onside, and it is caught and taken a knee there by the Manchester Titans front lineman. Number 27 there, Matt Gawley. Got the pick 6 earlier. Didn't fancy trying to return it for another one.
Matt Gaunt will be disappointed that you called him Matt Gawley.
Honestly, words are hard, okay, everyone. It's very hard up here.
Nice. Good heads-up play there from Matt Gaunt. You know, you got potentially 4 or 5 guys running at you with a head full of steam. Take the knee. Let the offense go out and do what they do.
Yeah, Matthew Gaunt, great decision there. Brings up Manchester Titans offense back to the field, and they'll be on the East Kilbride 39-yard line.
Yeah, Nathan Jukes in the backfield, and he's joined by Josh Welsh from the Manchester University.
Good, strong running there by number 32, Josh Welsh. 5-yard gain there. Following his blocks nicely. Juicy leading the way there. So we see Manchester now throwing out another formation with their true 2-back formation too.
Yeah. I would expect Alex Challens, the offensive coordinator for Manchester, to stay aggressive here. It's just not the style of him. It's not the style of, you know, Luke Carlton, who he, you know, shadowed for so long, to take the foot off the gas, really.
Same player handed off to Josh. Jumps back inside. And is brought down by, looks like that man again, number 47.
Ryan Strachan manhandling Josh Welsh there. Fantastic game from Ryan Strachan, by the way. You know, involved in so many tackles. I feel like there's only, you know, we've only said Mark Stewart's name more because he plays both sides of the ball. But Ryan Strachan's played a fantastic game here.
But it does bring up 3rd and short, so nice tackle to stop the first down. Jukesy on Charlie's left. Josh on Charlie's right. 3rd and 2. Handles the Jukesy up the middle. Bouncing off tackles, securing that ball, and brings up a first down, Manchester.
First down, a perfect opportunity to tell you that we've partnered with Pittman Flannel Company.
Please tell me more.
Timeless style meets rugged comfort.
Love that.
From the sidelines to the great outdoors, Pittman's premium flannels keep you warm, sharp, and ready for anything. Built by legends.
Worn by Titans.
Wow.
As we see Manchester stay in this 2-back formation. 2 receivers to his left. And looking to Josh. Looking to the left. Got space. Hits that gap right at the alley. Bouncing to the outside at the 10. 5. Touchdown Titans! Josh Welsh there on his first Titans touchdown. The former University of Manchester running back makes his mark on this game and extends Titans' lead.
Yeah, I think that's a combination of 2 things. The Manchester Titans blocking was set up fantastically on the outside there. From the offensive line to the receivers, there was a real nice arc of blocking that just rounded out really nicely for Josh Welsh. Gets downfield, his receiver's making a block on the sideline. He just bounces outside, takes it for the 6. Really nice. I think the other thing here is East Kilbride defense is tired. You can see that they're flagging a little bit, and unfortunately leaked a late touchdown there.
As Alex Denkowski kicks through that PAT as well to extend Titans' lead to 36-7. Charlie Martin there hyping up the crowd Got a great home crowd here at Belle Vue Stadium. And if you want to witness the show live, you can get tickets for our next game on June the 8th, 3 o'clock kickoff versus the Nottingham Caesars. Head over to our socials or website to grab your ticket. Nottingham Caesars this year were promoted from Division 1. Sam, obviously you know quite a few of the Caesars. What did you expect them to be like this year?
I expected a strong defense, and I think they've put on some good defensive performances. I think that, if I'm being entirely honest, I think that their offense, similarly to a lot of the offenses we're seeing in the Premiership North right now, struggling with consistency. You see the sparks and the flashes. You know, they've got incredible playmakers. Ben Harrison, you know, they've got Willie in the backfield. You know, they've got some real talent there. It's just going to be putting it all together and playing up to the Premiership level. There's no easy games in the Premiership, and I think that Caesars have ridden probably 2 years of really high performance and high quality play in Division 1. They've come up to the Premiership, and whether they're, you know, a little bit caught off guard or not, I'm not sure. But ultimately, I think that they belong in the Premiership. It's just a case of finding some offensive consistency, I think.
We see Alan Kowski kick that ball back for a touchback there. And East Kilbride offense will take the field again in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, the Titans are always on the lookout for new players, coaches, and volunteers. We have something for everybody. Flag, contact football. We've got mixed adult teams, women's teams, and our youth and junior teams. So if you want to get involved, head to our website for more info on all of our teams and how you can join the Titans family.
Nice snap there. This first player fakes the QB, runs that sideline, beating that defender for a back, and he makes a huge hit on the corner there. FJ's helmet goes flying there. Gets him out of bounds though, so stops any more progression.
Yeah, FJ disappointed to be taken off the field there, but his helmet did come off, so the coach has done the right thing. Have a little assessment, make sure he's okay. We've also got Titans player down. I think that could be Don Espina,
Looks like yeah.
the UWE lineman who's had a really good game so far in the backfield.
There was Fraser as well in pursuit of that last play there, forcing the QB to go wide out of bounds. So nice flow there.
Yeah, again, good running from Cammy Dunn. He is a talented runner, and if the game wasn't the scoreline that it was, I think I'd be urging the Titans' defensive staff to make sure that they're playing to their keys. You know, one of those players is going to be responsible for the quarterback, and that player's lost out to Cammy Dunn a few times now, whoever it might be. So, yeah, with Cammy Dunn in the backfield, it really does need to be a understanding that there's a strong chance he could keep the ball and run here.
Yes, we see Joss now coming back in at corner. We've got Danny Ward at the top of our screen in at corner. Jack Mayfield still at that strong safety. So you have first down. QB dropping back. Looking right, coming back left. Downfield, takes a shot. And it is caught by number 14. And he is down at the 37-yard line there. So we play NCAA rules here in BAFA. So as soon as a body part, knee, elbow touch the floor, that play is dead there.
Yeah, good tackle by Josh Balela there. Tough when a quarterback rolls out and your receiver breaks off their route. You know, extended coverage is really tough as a DB, isn't it, Brad?
It is very hard.
So good job that Josh managed to stay with him, make the tackle there after the catch. Nice from Cammy Dunn. I like what I'm seeing. I'd love him to make a few more pass attempts.
As he keeps the ball again. That is met by Cade Macon there. Not falling for that read this time. Forcing the QB to keep the ball there and bring him down. But there is a flag on the field, though.
Yeah, Cade Macon is the Titans equivalent of Mark Stewart. He has that athleticism to, you know, play the quarterback on read option plays, on speed plays, and you know he has the speed and the quickness to make up for it when he, you know, perhaps is uncertain about what to do. QB keeps it. He's got the speed to chase him down.
He has also always dreamed of being a running back.
He has. He regularly asked me if he could play tight end. I told him the Manchester Titans don't use a tight end and leave me alone.
As we have 1st and 15 now. Motion by number 2 across into that orbital formation. Handoff is running back. Met quickly by 3 Manchester Titans defensive linemen. Number 18 there, Abdul, yet again in on the tackle for loss. Also 99, Charlie Dixon in with the help there as well.
Yeah, Abdul Madugu making the big impact plays here, but note that the rest of the defensive line is getting significant penetration now on this East Kilbride offensive line, opening up holes for Abdul on the outside here to come and make big plays, big flashy plays.
QB dropping back now, looking right, throw short, caught by, oh, it's in and out of the hands of number 2 there. Number 2 there, Dan Crawley.
Yeah, he'll be disappointed with that one. Catchable ball, if a little high, but he's looking back into the sun.
And brings up a 3rd and long for the East Kilbride Pirates. Nice throw, though, by that referee then.
I think that was Daniel Ward for Manchester in coverage. And we've got a Titans player down.
And while we have that break, we would like to tell you about our official club merchandise. Titans are proud to announce a new range of merchandise this season. From t-shirts and hoodies to hats, pants, shorts, and training gear, we've got everything you need to rep Titans in style. Head to our socials or website to buy today.
Yeah. Ade Kohler, Ade Shonor down, I think, number 43. Being tended to by the medics. He is sitting up, having a conversation, so...
Yeah, we've had Mary, one of our lead and head physio, taking care of all our players this season, so we are very thankful for her and her army of students that do help keep our Titans healthy and good on game day. So shout out Mary. As he's to his feet now, which is good.
Yeah, Ade Shonor.
And Scott Tomlinson bridle carrying him off the pitch.
Humiliatingly lifted off the pitch. Now.
Is there nothing that Scott can't do? You put him down nicely though, so that's at least some consideration. So East Kilbride will come back out for this 3rd and very long play now. Trips formation to the top, one running back in the left.
They've had success throwing to number 14.
But it's a run.
Rabuga.
And he is swarmed behind the line of scrimmage there again for a loss of 2 yards. Will bring up 4th down.
Yeah, punt team's coming out here. East Kilbride are just going to try and burn some clock and run this game out. I'd expect Coach Challens here would be relatively reserved with the field position he's likely to be in.
As we do reach the 2-minute warning now. I believe both teams had 3 timeouts left.
And we are just seeing a 2-minute warning.
But as this game comes to a close, Sam, what do you think are the key takeaways for the Titans after this game?
I think that the Titans, for them to feel confident about, is their running game. Offensive line, we're doing a pretty good job of moving bodies today. Hafiz Bisiriu was very impressive at running back again. You know, great contact balance, great vision. I think that if I was going to pick an area of improvement for the offense, it would be them being able to consistently complete passes in the short and intermediate areas of the field.
As we see that East Kilbride punts take a nice East Kilbride bounce, passes 25-yard and is downed by number 56 there in the 22-yard line. Number 56 for East Kilbride Pirates. Lewis Smith, I called a few times. So East Kilbride, again, she's mentioned, had some bright sparks, made some really good tackles. What will be East Kilbride's key takeaways and whether they look to improve in their going forward their season?
Well, I think that East Kilbride has to take another look at Cam Dunn. You know, he's come in and he's lit a bit of a spark, really. You know, running the ball alone, he's an impressive runner. You know, very aggressive, very powerful. But in terms of his passing as well, he's probably had a bit more success than Gallagher has. So as the East Kilbride contingent get together and discuss how do we move forward from here, I think analysing the QB situation, that depends entirely on whether Rhys Ayres is looking like he's going to be fit and healthy, because my belief of Rhys is...
Trying to take a deep shot there to number 88, and it is incomplete. So close to getting his second touchdown of the game there. It's a nice seam route there from number 88. Beat the defender for speed, but just couldn't run onto that nice thrown ball by Charlie.
Frustrating for me personally, because on the previous drive where they scored a touchdown from Josh Welsh, I said that they were going to be conservative. They were going to take a shot, and they ran the ball and were conservative. Here I said that they're going to be conservative and they're taking shots. So the unpredictability of the Manchester playbook. But for East Kilbride, I think they have to go away. And in terms of looking at the positives,
you see a draw play there by number 33, Sam Jones, another rookie to the sport here at Manchester. Scored his first touchdown last game against Newcastle. We also had William Davis in a running back as well, had some nice runs, but that will bring up fourth down for the Titans, and Alex Mikowski is out again to punt.
Yeah, I think that East Kilbride will be able to look at their defence and say, you know, other than big plays, we mostly got the job done. You know, Manchester were able to move the ball, but, you know, perhaps only slightly more consistently than East Kilbride were able to move the ball. So I think that defensively, they can clean up those big plays, you know, more secure tackles. I can think of two plays, you know, the pass up the middle to Connor Greenhalgh, where the safety probably should have wrapped up, and some of the play to Josh Welsh late on, again, wrapping up tackles, I think could be you know, just a quick fix, an easy fix. And I know that Ross, the linebacker coach for East Kilbride, was a fantastic linebacker, GB linebacker for many years. And so I'm confident he'll watch the tape and make those adjustments and corrections. In terms of the East Kilbride offense, I think having a look and reassessing that quarterback situation could be useful, especially if Rhys Ayres is out for a little while longer. And I think scheming touches for Struan Bailey and for Fraser McDonald could be really beneficial. When you have talented players, really talented players, even if your offense is inconsistent, you can scheme touches, design.
Oh, and he runs at a kicker there. That is a flag there, but it's fumble. He's really bounced on the ball there. The East Kilbride player tried to ground that ball, knocked off him. We will see if it's a Titans ball or not. Titans are pointing. Number 27 there, Matty.
Josh Belayla potentially came up with that football.
Do have BK there as well, celebrating like they think of the Titans ball. We do have a flag back where the kicker is. We will wait to see what the referee's call.
Charlie Martin is slowly coming out, even though the referees haven't signalled anything. And the East Kilbride defence, a very tired East Kilbride defence, you would assume. It's back out on the field. Disaster for East Kilbride.
And it is a Manchester Titans ball in East Kilbride's red zone. There's not a lot left of this game anymore. We are in 2-minute warning, and we see Sam Jones and William Davis trotting out for the two-back running back set. Yeah. So we'll see if they will look to add another rushing touchdown to the board.
I believe that the Titans will decline this running into the kicker penalty, which would have given them 5 yards.
No, it's been tacked
Unless
on.
It has been tacked on.
It has. So Titans recover the ball at the 19-yard line, and then the flag for roughing the kicker adds on another 10 yards. So that will be 1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
Yeah, Titans clearly scrambling on the sideline here, trying to find out how much time is left, which I think will probably dictate how they're going to handle this. The Titans will absolutely be craving another score on the board here. It is not in their blood, it's not in their DNA to just go softly. And, you know, there's a lot of people out there, Bred, who would say things along the lines, well, that's running the score up, why are you doing that? I know firsthand from the Titans' perspective, not only do they want to reward their depth players, but more to the point, and this is something that I do at UCLan as well, I want to practice as many things as I possibly can to make those game day corrections.
We see number 46 take the ball there, duking inside, bounce off tacklers, and falls forward for 2 more yards. Good run there by number 46, William Davis. Minimal yards, but good vision there. Looks like the end of the game there, I believe. Alex Challenge signalling to finish the game. We'll wait to see what the Zebras do. Think we might have a player down?
Coaches are waving off the Manchester players towards the sideline. Sam Penfold's taking his helmet off. Alex Baldry taking...
Having fun with number 27 there.
Yeah.
Bit of fisticuffs. All in good spirits.
Yeah. Alex Baldry's hair flowing there.
It's got great hair, he does.
Maybe it's Maybelline makeup?
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Okay.
And that is the end of our game here at Belle Vue Stadium with the Manchester Titans coming out victorious, 36-7.
Yeah, comprehensive win there for the Titans. You know, even though the scoreline suggests it, it was never comfortable until we got into the late third, early fourth quarter. But Titans kept on with the game plan, consistently trying different things on offense. You know, you have the backfield there who were consistently churning out yards, and then the shots, the defensive touchdown from Matty Gaunt. Yeah, a lot for the Titans to feel hopeful about. East Kilbride will lean on their coaches, their experience, their culture, Spoonie, to Bryce Stevenson, the defensive coordinator, to Jamie McLaughlin, and the Pirates will be a formidable opponent at home. They will be buoyed by their fans and their supporters. They'll have watched the tape, and the Pirates are always, in my experience, a harder team the second time you play them. They game plan well. They point out your weaknesses. And as long as they can stay healthy, I think that they'll afford a significantly more challenging opponent the next time that they play.
Yeah, so the Manchester Titans do run out victorious here in their home opener. Titans' next game is on June the 1st. That's away at Nottingham. But then their next home game is 8th of June. And again, versus Nottingham Caesars. So if you do want to come see the show live in person at a beautiful stadium at Belle Vue, please do check out our socials or website for tickets. It's a 3 o'clock kickoff. Sam, final thoughts on the game?
Entertaining game. I would have loved a little bit more spark from East Kilbride to come out and start the second half. They were in a really good position at one point to equalise, I think, or at least to put a score on the board when it was only a 2-score game. And that's how quickly it can kind of fall by the wayside, you know. That little fumble down by the red zone. I think that it was an entertaining game. A lot of fans here today. A lot of good noise and energy. Just a really good day at Belle Vue. And yeah, just thanks for joining us.
Yeah, well, I thank our sponsors, USN, Muscle Food, Beer Keller, Pittman Funnel Company, and Creating Food Meteories Limited for all your support this season. And we will see you at Beer Keller for Steins.